Let's roll.
I might die tonight, but if I do, I'm
Love thyself.
Knowing there's a problem at hand to begin with.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to podcast number 19. Big Schmitto, how are we?
Very good, thank you.
All right, so we've got our first guest for season 2. Gaz Wright, how are you, bruv?
What's happening, mate?
Yeah, a little bit of this, bit of that.
What's going on?
Welcome to the podcast studio. Welcome to the room.
What a fine studio it is.
You've been the only motherfucker that's been breaking my balls to get this shit going.
As this needs to be seen.
Fuck, for months he'd come in here and go, Borgs, when are you doing this fucking podcast, man? I want to fucking get some fucking shots in here.
Yeah,
Here we are.
It's
happening.
It's Gaz studio, bro.
Thank you.
Fucking
Appreciate
awesome.
it.
A lot of work went in it. It's got Borgage little touch to it, hasn't it?
It's a couple of little fucking Bourget touches, yeah.
Like I tell you, from when we first moved in, like come in here and you telling, you know, I want to do this, I'm going to do that to the floor and fucking have that in a drain here and this. I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck are you talking about, man? And then boom, here we are, we're sitting in it.
Yeah, it
like
is.
fucking grouse.
Fucking pretty crazy.
Like a fucking wasteland Ninja Turtle dungeon.
Ninja Turtle. It's
Yeah.
Well, that was always the I guess if I was breaking it down to any sort of inspiration, it was a turtle layer.
Yeah.
It was like, you know, being inspired from the turtles, but then sort of making my own version down in the drains. A little bit of, but slash that. But I guess that's sort of the turtle vibes too. Everything they've got in their layer is like recycled.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. It's
I
very
ain't buying
wasteland.
new shit.
Yeah, it's just in the drains of New York, you know. So I had to fucking make everything out of nothing.
Yeah, no, it's well done. Good
But
stuff.
yeah, I don't know where we're going to start. We got some definitely some good probably topics to hit.
Definitely do.
Probably should just start from like early days of just being a bunch of Melton cunts.
Yeah, if anybody doesn't know, we're all from fucking Melton.
A couple of M-Town boys.
Yep.
In saying it too, I feel like our group, because like in a nutshell, we were sort of, I guess, two gangs. We weren't really gangy as much as yous were gangy. Yous were like core. We were just moto dudes that had a little bit of a rep.
A crew.
Yeah,
We had a crew.
We were a crew,
of
but
dudes.
but that's what we thought. Do you see it a little bit more?
I did
We
see it
use like
different.
that. They're a gang.
Yeah, bro. You just were fucking running deep. You just were putting it on, you know, like but it was just I mean, he's come from different environments. A lot of these guys come from decent homes.
Yes.
But you still had that Melton, let's fuck the fucking world up mentality, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you just directed it in, I suppose, a positive. If you call it,
I think
you know?
it
I
was
think
more
so.
so we had like the dirt bikes. If
Yeah.
they weren't there,
Yeah,
We'd
It
all
would've
be,
been
we would have been in
fucking-
your crew.
yeah,
different story.
yeah.
Complete.
Well, my first bike, man, I had to fucking hustle to get one. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I probably the first one I probably was stolen. Let's be honest, you know.
So you were already in that.
I was in the dirt bike scene,
By
yeah.
the time you got your first LC, you
That's
were
a
like,
Melton thing, isn't it? You know what I mean? Especially going back in our day, like it was either dudes were on dirt bikes and chicks were on horses. Like
Yeah.
that's what it
Yeah.
was, wasn't it? You know?
yeah.
Yeah, but fucking man, you were definitely fucking like FXT. It was still a 3-letter gang, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's
You
true.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
But you
see.
weren't. You were getting weeded and fucking, you know, getting drunk. And
Yeah.
Always popping bickies and probably some of my bickies, but you know what I mean?
I'm sure if there was any of that kind of shit, it was coming from you, bro.
But you were just sending it on bikes, bro. You know what I mean?
It was a different sort of, I guess, like gnarliness.
We were watching all the fucking militia shit. I got a militia tattoo, like, you know what I mean? We were watching, mate, Twitch and Scummy.
Yep.
They were
Yep.
fucking sick cunts, you know what I mean? But we were just like, we all come from broken homes where there wasn't much money.
Yeah.
So when we got involved in the making money thing, I suppose, you know what I mean? Whether it was stealing,
Yeah.
fucking robbing,
And
fucking
probably like
pushing gear.
saying like that, that comes from like, well, those dudes have got bikes. I want a bike.
Yeah.
How do I get a bike? I'm going to steal it.
Yeah, fucking,
Or
yeah.
hustle to make that,
Of course.
you know, bad money.
100%, that's what it was. But yous was super cool. I don't think yous give yourself enough credit
I don't think we do either. I
from
don't
the
think we
guys,
realise.
from us street guys that were really fucking hurting people and doing crime, and you know we were doing it to survive.
Yep.
Like we thought you were cool as fuck.
Yeah.
You know
Like,
what I mean?
that's a spin out.
It's crazy, man.
That's a proper spin out because
Yeah.
I, to be completely honest, wouldn't have even thought we'd be on your radar.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, these were
yeah.
fucking sending on bikes, man.
Yep.
These were mad cunts. These had the compound.
Yeah.
Some of these end up flipping and shit. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the jumps, the injuries. Like we were getting stabbed or fucking bashed by jacks or getting in a fight, get your jaw rewired or whatever. You know, these cunts were doing like sending it in life, but on bikes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we were putting
Word.
ourselves into the ground, which I guess is a little bit of a weird, different respect thing. Like,
I remember my brother fucking come back. He's like, "Oh, I've just been to the compound
True.
with the fucking FXT cunts." And well, tell us all about it. They're mad cunts. Like, yeah,
right.
but
that's
word.
like you said, it's crazy from our
That's
point.
a
Like, it really is
spinner.
because we just did our thing. And
Yeah.
I don't think we ever, that almost goes with the same story you have from like Queensland. You know, like you moved in Queensland, you met all these Queensland dudes. Then we did some, you know, different fucking gigs. All us boys come up, just did our thing. And then once we left, all the Queensland dudes came to you and were like, dude, your mates are fucked.
Yeah, like that. They'd always say like you Melbourne crew,
Yeah.
like yous are on a fucking different level. Like,
Yeah.
and it's sick to have one of yous here. Like, and every time there was some sort of an event, like an RFD or a show that someone we were riding in with, and it was like, fuck yeah, travel time, we're all linking up again.
Yep.
It was always like, fuck, who's coming?
Yeah.
Which boys are coming?
Yeah,
you know,
right.
out of the Melbourne crew. But at the same time too, like I said to you in other podcasts, like I was never shy on me mates are sick cunts.
True. Yeah, you
I was
put a
always
bit
like,
of gravy on top of us too.
well, because
Well,
I
we
knew
did-
what we had.
And we did do, we went hard in most of the cases.
It was-
You're
yeah.
doing that proper, like the freestyle scene, you know what I mean? Like that FMX scene that come up. Where are we talking? Like, I'm saying early 2000s?
Mid 2000.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's
Probably.
when it really popped?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, you know,
I think I started watching Krusty about early 2000s. Is that correct?
Well, like, Krusty 2000 was the one with the flip. So
Yep.
pretty much from 2000 on
Yep.
was the fucking heat of freestyle motocross and Krusty Demons and all
Yeah.
that sort of
That's
shit.
when everyone, you know, got onto it. It wasn't someone, oh yeah, I've ridden dirt bikes my whole life and how cool is this shit? It was people that had nothing to do with anything in the way of bikes or dirt bikes or anything.
You were getting militia tattoos.
yeah, like how
Yeah,
cool,
that vibe.
how good's this shit? And I reckon that all did stem from that 2000.
Fucking oath.
Because the core people, you know, like Krusty 1, 2, that was always
For
there.
the
and-
moto dudes. But pretty much once the backflip came in and the militia came in and all that shit just started becoming cool.
Wait, commercial. It ended up going commercial.
Fully, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's it peaked and then it dropped.
Yeah.
Like that's the...
But so that FMX scene, you rid it to like
Yeah.
to the wheels fell off. You were
100%.
really about it.
Yep.
The way you dressed, the way you partied,
Yep.
the compound you had.
Yep.
The guys in your crew were like they were actually like traveling around Australia and the world to
Yep.
compete.
Yep.
Like you were really amongst it. So
And that's why I
Yeah.
say, like, that spins me out to say, like, you know, we were on your radar because
Yeah.
it was like, me personally, I can only speak for myself. When it was in that time and I was riding and I was doing what I was doing, it wasn't for anything. Like, I had a vision, man, and it was, I'm going somewhere with this.
fucking know.
Didn't even think of the ripple effect of the outside people in our area, what it may look like from the outside looking in, because I was just focused on, I'm fucking going somewhere with this.
The reality of it is, they seen that. Like,
And that's
fuck,
what I'm
these
saying,
dudes
like,
are
what-
fucking going for it, man.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to X Games. A bunch of cunts from Melton could be at X Games. You know, none of us quite made it there, but we still took it to that. And even too, I'm sort of thinking too, like there was a couple of, I won't like fully drop names, but like the younger boys
Yep.
were almost in a bit more of your world, dabbling.
Yeah,
getting
because there
proper
was that.
fucked up.
Well, we can mention there was that crew that sort of rubbed shoulders with Cash Money.
Fully,
So
yeah.
a lot of Cash Money cunts end
100.
up. They were originally FXT
Yeah.
cunts or come back to FXT.
If
you know.
anything, like I
Might
can,
Die, they end up being Might Die.
they
Production,
sort of
you know.
were like
Yeah,
they
got into the streets, the punch
Yes.
fully. They
Yes.
were all about
Stealing
the streets,
and
but
yeah.
then it was almost like once they saw the good side of what we were doing,
Yeah.
out in the paddock, having a laugh, riding with the boys, they did step away from that a little bit. Like there was always this vibe from those younger kids of like, we've got to hang out with the FXT boys because they're better for us.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that was always a bit of a vibe, and you know,
There
some of
was
them took it
only-
to the very minimum of them that actually
100%.
implemented that thought and went for it.
Because
to
there
be
was
honest.
one, but
Shout
like,
out, bruv, you know who you are.
yeah, fully. But even like there was probably, let's say you could say 2 to 3 out of that crew that had the vision.
Yep.
But then that one had the vision, but also was able to follow through with getting the bike, getting the things, and being, I'm doing this now.
Yep.
Where it was a little bit harder for everyone else. I
Fully,
feel
of
like
course.
we were all pretty fucking lucky.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. And like you look at it now in that sense, it is like we were really we were lucky that we didn't come from broken homes, you know. We were lucky that our parents were all still together, you know. Our dads had good jobs that could provide us. We're also lucky that our dads were riders. So, like,
That's a
whatever
big
happened,
thing.
even if our, you know, there was still bikes around us.
Yeah.
So, like, that's just how we were always going to grow up, I guess. But
I suppose it comes down to, when I think of it, good role models, man. Like, and I don't know, I know if good role models is the right word, but role models, because, like, at the end of the day, you're young. You're 11, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. You're looking for them guys that are cool, yeah? And so, like, we, as much as Brian Deegan and Seth Enslow and, you know what I mean, Twitch and Scummy, they were all fucking cool as.
Yep.
It was sort of our reach to take it down that road.
Yes.
Well, yes.
But you know what? All the fucking gangster shit, the Tupac, the Biggies, the fucking Snoops, all that was like, they were mad, you know, the Scarface movies.
It's in the palm of your
You know
hands.
what I mean? Like all that gangster shit,
Yep.
all that gang shit, that street mentality. At the end of the day, we were both influenced by American
Oh, yeah.
subculture.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
For sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And but yous were more in a position to follow the Modi scene because of, I suppose it comes down to cash, doesn't it, from your parents? you know?
100%,
Yeah,
man.
but so it was almost like a blueprint. You're growing up, you're listening to the music, you're watching the fucking movies, whatever it is.
Yep.
It's like a blueprint of where I'm going in life.
Yep.
Little do I know that fucking my career was going to always end bad because I was trying to be a fucking gangster, a gang member. I was like, you know, that's at 12, 13, thinking, I want to be cool cunt, selling drugs and
Yep.
popping guns is cool, you know what I mean? But that made sense for me coming from a broken background where there wasn't much money.
Yeah.
That sort of was like, yeah, I can do this. I'm a street cunt.
Yep.
I'm a scumbag. Do you know what I mean?
Like and you know, no different to us following that, I guess you could say, dream on the bikes,
Yeah.
because we had that all in front of us in our palms of our hands.
Yeah.
What you were just saying then, like, you did it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
pulled through.
Sure.
You followed through. You
Yeah,
did
yeah.
what you wanted to do.
I sent it, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like you did on bikes. Fucking, I suppose to us, word was, man, like I was using how it is. Like when I was young, that fucking, the rap scene and the gang scene from America, it was gangster. I suppose you were exactly the same.
We were listening to this, that we brought elements of that into our moto
100%.
shit. We were still.
That's why Twitch and Scummy was so cool, because
Fuck
they were
yeah.
gangster. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They brought
yeah,
that
yeah.
real hood to it, you know?
Yes, yep,
Yeah, they brought
yep.
that hood on the dirt bikes. And so, like, at the end of the day, we were both just young, everyone was from different corners of Melton. We were just young cunts gangstering on.
Yep.
Yep.
We were just little different environments because of obviously our families, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
It is. It's and I reckon I've even sort of brought this up with you before, but it is crazy going back to that whole like not really knowing we did have as much respect as we did because we were just sort of like young dumb kids. But like I remember being times where
And
like,
we were probably intimidating us guys because we were really.
fucking, I'm telling
Yeah.
you, yous were intimidating.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
give you a perfect example. We
Yep.
were at fucking Caltex.
Yep.
And I reckon there was just a couple of us in vans. We were probably getting fuel and fucking some whatever and fucking off. Bro, you pulled up in a fucking brand new BMW with a fucking probably a stripper in the front seat,
sure.
fucking 3 henchmen in the back that would look like they were ready to eat any cunt.
Yep.
And like I remember being like looking up and being like, "Fuck, that's fucking Gary Wright." Cunt. Like I'm not even gonna fucking eye contact that because it's like. But knowing now, I could have been like, "What's going on, cunts?" Like, full confidence
100%.
would have been better for me.
Bro, if we ever ran into a party, if we had been at the same party,
Yeah.
and yous were like, fuck, some cunt went to a fucking like have a crack at yous,
Yep.
150, I can vouch for at least 20 of my mates, we would have backed yous 100%. True. They wouldn't
What a
have touched
spin.
yous.
That's crazy.
They wouldn't have touched us, no chance.
Yeah.
Like these cunts are cool on dirt bikes, yous are tripping.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And we did always have a few of those dudes around us. Like there were always like a few older boys that were like, "Fuck yeah, cunts, yous are good." And you know, if yous ever need me, I'll come fly kick a cunt for you. You know, some bad dudes, but I don't think we ever sort of really realised that like real dark side was still going. Those cunts are all right.
Yeah, fucking oath.
Like that's crazy.
Yeah, bro. We
See,
always
'cause-
had mad respect for yous. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah.
That's
Whoa.
a spin out, because like I've this is the first time we've met.
Yeah. Yep.
But there's been, you know, and all I've heard, you know, from back those days was probably more so from you.
Yeah.
You know, like Gaz Wright, he's a bad dude.
Fuck yeah.
But I only knew your brother,
Yeah.
Robbie.
Yep.
And I was even at that point, there was a little bit of intimidation from him,
Yeah.
Yeah.
from the step down from what I'd heard about yourself.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Robbie
Like,
always
and-
had that. You don't fucking piss Robbie off because fucking Gary will come.
Yeah, he can
So
make
you
something
just-
happen.
but-
Yeah.
Robbie wasn't really fucking.
So he was a skater too. So
Yeah.
In his
Yes.
like
Yeah.
element time of when we were mingling a lot more,
Yeah.
he wasn't. He was just a fucking skate kid too.
Yeah,
so we
fucking
all
oath.
just got along. It didn't really like clash like that. But
But
that
he
was always
also
the vibe
had-
of like, just don't fuck with Robbie because fucking
And then Brett, the
yeah.
younger brother again.
yeah, who was
you know.
ripping on pushies. But we were sort of out of when he really started ripping, and that generation started taking over the skate park. We were 18, we were on the road, we were doing road trips, we were traveling a lot more, so we weren't as much skate park kids.
Yeah, that's
but
right.
we still sort of always got to like,
And Robbie can skate. So
Fuck
and
yeah.
Brett,
fuck yeah, bro. Both of those cunts are sick on their
and
machine.
that's why
Yeah.
I say Robbie, because I feel that I had like, well, we probably all felt the same, but I felt that there was a little bit of a common ground.
yeah,
fully.
With Robbie, you know, there was a Globe sponsorship and there was sponsors, there was this, there was that, and it was the same thing we were chasing, just in a different format.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was always like, and I didn't even know, literally until fucking, I probably got out of rehab that I didn't know you had a third brother.
yeah, Brett. Yeah, he's
Like
crazy on pushies. Yeah.
yeah, like and now obviously I've met him a few times and like awesome, but yeah, it was always that thing with Robbie of like he's sick, we get along.
Yeah.
There's always that grouse communication conversation whenever we do run into each other. But then there was always like, oh, Robbie's older brother, and I'd never even seen you before. I'm thinking, who the fuck's Gary? Like, who?
Because I'm older, bro. Like, because I'll give you a look behind the curtain for a sec. Because I'm older, I just probably, like I said, man, whether it's me, Robert, or Brett, my brothers, whether it's yourselves, right? You're from Melton, man. Like, the skate park's everything.
Yep.
Fucking, your pushy, your skateboard, your dirt bike, whatever, man. Like, if you're from Melton, you know. Yeah, just that's what we do. Cars as well,
Yep.
And fucking, so, but I was a bit older. Like, so you're talking like I'm what, 15, 16, mid-90, 95.
True.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm 50, I'm coming fresh out of high school for bad attitude, yeah?
Yeah.
I was a troublemaking little kid.
Yep.
So there wasn't, apart from the old shitbox push bikes to jump on the fucking a dirt or the BMX track or a dirt hit, it was it, man. Like, skateboards were still fatties.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, fucking, there was no scooter scene. There was none of this fucking BMX with pegs and fucking all,
Still early days with
Yeah,
that
like-
extreme side of things.
X Games hadn't kicked right off, right?
Yeah.
So, like,
Wasn't even cool then, really.
my adrenaline chase was fucking robbing, stealing, hustling, and fighting.
Yeah.
That gang shit. So like, and I originally did it because we had a feed at home. You know what I mean? We always had a feed at home. Mum bought her house, paying off her mortgage.
Yep.
Single mum, 3 boys. Our dads weren't there. I was the oldest. So like, there wasn't. Mum tried. Like, she took me BMX racing. But I could only go to the Melton track. She couldn't travel to all the rest. Do you know what I mean? And stuff like that. So, so like, where I'm going with this is, so like, I remember my first Bergs and that, and the boys I was Berging with were proper. I won't drop names, but they were proper. Had to go steal shoes, or their shoes were holes in them. I still had a pair of shoes at home at Christmas. You know what I mean? Like, Mum made do with what we had. We were broke, 100%, but she made sure she did the best she could.
Yep.
The boys I was getting involved in,
Nothing.
They had nothing, cunt. Like, proper commission, how's those shit, And so I remember, we were robbing for the thrill of it. Straight adrenaline chase. There was nothing else that could get me a bigger fucking buzz than fucking jumping some cunt's back fence. That was at the age of 13 or 14,
Yeah.
And then I went on to fucking go down the life of fucking crime. And when I got off drugs at about 18, I quit everything. That made everything really serious. So then it becomes, and then I get a chance for money. So anyway, I get the monies, and then it becomes like, I'm going to die for this shit, I'm getting stacks, and I'm getting respect,
Yep.
validation. This is fucking sick.
Yep.
So anyway, where I'm going with all this is I'll give you a look behind the curtains with my brothers. So I'm the older male in the house. I'm the role model, So at the age of 17, 18, my mum's asking me, can the boys go out to a party? Do you know what I mean?
True.
Yep.
I'm giving it the green light.
You're the father figure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
So Robbie was a sick skater.
Yep.
Conquered Melton, as you know. There
Yep.
wasn't in his time there wasn't a better skater than him.
Probably not now.
And fucking he was going out of town competing for like in the state, and really ripping it up. We didn't have the money, and as you know, these sports, there's a lot of traveling involved. You need, sponsors, you need equipment and all that.
Yep.
So fucking I pushed Rob hard, you know what I mean? Like when he was asked, DC asked him to do sponsor tape and that, you know what I mean? I was like, go cunt. Like I'm starting to network with cunts. I'm like, I can fucking hook you up this, hook you up that. Like, if you ask Rob and Brett, I always told them, chase your dream, you know what I mean? Like 100%. Like,
So you were like, don't do this life, fucking be a pro.
100%.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I'd always slip them a little something in their pocket to make sure they were good.
Yep.
But fucking, like I helped them, I bought Brett's first dirt bike.
Yep.
Robbie's first dirt bike.
True.
You know, helped him buy their first car.
Yep.
Well, Robbie anyway.
Yep.
Because you got to remember, Brett had me and Robert as a role model.
Yes.
Robbie just had me. Do you know what I mean? So there was like a team effort with Brett.
Yep.
Whereas Rob was just on his own. So my first big drug blue was in like 2005.
Mm-hmm.
Rob would have been about 18 then, if I'm right. You know, maybe just before.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Well, so he's Rob's 88.
Yeah, so same as us.
Yeah, he's 88.
Yep.
So same as
35.
2005, 6, 7, I ended up going away because it took a couple of years. So 2007, I went away.
Yep.
Rob would have been nearly 20 then. When I went away, that kid had his camera, he had his first car, skateboard, and he was fucking tearing shit up.
Yep.
And yeah, Robbie had that mad lean on him, fucking Dickies, a hoodie, had a real gangster street skate style. It was like, you're going to kill it, cunt.
Mm-hmm.
When I come home, I went to prison. When I come home, Robbie had swapped, and when I say this, I mean this in a metaphor, the camera and the skateboard weren't in the fucking car ready to just chop up anything he's seen, you know, and get footage of it. Fucking crackpipe was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it was a magic sponge, you know what I mean? And fucking the jetty, you know? And fucking his skating dreams were starting to drift away, you know? So like, and that sits with me because like I know if I hadn't gone to prison,
You would have been the push
Yeah,
that
yeah.
kept
he wasn't
kicking
picking up that pipe, would have
Pipe,
slapped it out
yeah.
of his hand, you know what I mean?
Yep.
By there, I've lost 3 years. He's been blazing up.
Yep.
And then he started getting amongst shit and that, you know what I mean? Like fucking started wheeling, dealing and that. I'm come home to me brother not being a fucking professional sponsored skater. Do you know what I mean? Like fucking, he's come home to he's fucking actually making moves in the streets and making money. I'm like, fucking great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's blazing. So it was all fucked up. But like I remember back then we were talking about it. Like you could get more as an amateur in America than what you could as a professional. You know, like
100%.
yeah, like and so like I was like, get to the States, cunts. Come home. Robbie was off the rails.
Right.
So Brett's our next fucking thing. You know, and Brady was a fucking just as jam on a push bike that Rob was on a skateboard, you know. We just, us boys had that go get fucking life sort of shit, you know, like adrenaline little junkies, you know. I was a gangster, but I thought I was anyway, you know.
Yep.
Robbie was a skater, got involved in the crack. Brady, he's on his pushy killing it. I'm like, fuck it, mate. You got this shit dialed, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Him and his little BMX crew. So I said to him, I said, I'll fucking set you up for Camp Woodwood. He would have been about 14, 15. I don't even reckon he was 16. Maybe.
Perfect time.
Yeah, you know? And I'm like, I'll send you to Camp Woodwood.
Yeah.
And fucking, he goes, you serious? I said, yeah, but you're on the Hong Kongs. So you got to fuck them off.
Yeah.
It was probably about 6 months, if I remember, left in the year.
Yep.
Showed him the money. I said, the money's sort I've done my homework. You're going.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So all you got to do is knock the bongs on the fucking head, you know?
True.
Me being tough love, he fucking got caught slipping up, having a fucking bong here and there. Didn't take me serious. I'm thinking like I've got to show him that I'm not a fucking goose.
Yep.
You know, a good male role model, you know.
Yep.
And I says to him, listen, you're not going to Christmas. That's the whack. You know what I mean? Like I fucking told you, I'm no goose.
Mm-hmm.
You fucking want to fucking. I'm thinking we'll get him next year.
Yeah.
You know, we just lost 6 months, but he's going to know now I need to put down this bong. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I end up fucking going to prison. Again, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And fucking one of Brady's mates ended up going to camp. One who used to ride. So one of them used to ride with him. Brady had him covered all day.
Yeah.
Bunch of tricks on him that this kid didn't have. Won't drop names and that. This kid ended up going to camp. Well, his parents sent him.
Yep.
Come back with a sponsor. Bunch of baggage, bunch of tricks in the bag that Brady didn't have. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Once again, I was just like, I dropped the ball. You know. So like, that's my true opinion. I believe if I didn't go down the road I did, even though it's put me where I am today, I would push my brothers to fucking do what they love and get paid for it, you know?
Fuck, man. So there's a whole lot more.
And that really sits with me. There's like a mad guilt there, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. There's a whole lot more weight on your shoulders than what everyone would probably know up to date.
For sure.
Anyway.
No one's ever heard that. I've never talked about that. Yeah.
That's right. So
my brothers know that, you know?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
like with
that was going to be. Do they know that you feel like shit for that?
Yeah, of course.
And are they like, we should have all just fucking.
You got to learn from your mistakes, don't you?
We
It's
all.
what life had something else on the plate
Fully,
for us,
yeah,
you know?
Yep.
Yeah.
Robbie's a family man now.
Yep.
Brett's killing. They're both killing it in the work industry.
Business-wise and that.
Business-wise, they're doing well.
Yep.
Couldn't be more proud of them. Brett becoming fucking grouse drift car rider, driver, fucking push bike rider, dirt bike rider.
He can pretty much get on anything.
If he, Reddy's just like a gun. He's natural, you know, like because he had me and Robbie pushing him. Yeah, because like as soon as they could ride a BMX, the second they could pedal with training wheels, within fucking 20 minutes of that, I'm ripping the training wheels off. Now stack, you know what I mean? And then Like it was go, 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 go. And then the same, me and Rob were like double that on Brett.
Yeah.
Brett was like 5-year-old doing no footers off a jump going, yeah, you like that? And we're going, sick, man. So, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
fuck, that's a spin out, man, because that adds just to your story from what I've heard up to this point before what you've just said there. It's like you went through enough as it is, and then to hear the ins of like, you know, the family man, the what.
I was the older brother, so
And I guess people probably also don't look, you know, people that know you, well, have either heard your story through your social media stuff, plus then you've got just general Melton and your reputation.
Yeah.
I don't think people would have ever heard that side that you gave a fuck about them because you didn't give a fuck about anything.
Yeah, they weren't allowed to smoke and like cigarettes, you fuck, I would turn in. But every time I got involved in jail, like I remember the boys were living with me, so they, you know, Freddie would have been 15. You know what I mean? Robbie would have been in his, early 20s. Mm-hmm. They had a bedroom. All I asked for them in that bedroom, they had Foxtel, fucking Xbox, PlayStation, you know what I mean, a feed, no rent. All I asked for them was to go to work.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? And then you got gangster shit happening around, all flat out. It's boys are coming in, there's whatever, it's all happening.
Yep.
They weren't allowed to be part of that. They probably seen a lot out of the corner of their eye. Of course they would have.
And they're both not dumb cunts.
But they were never allowed to be hands-on.
No shit.
No
See, like, that's
way.
huge. People, I don't think
Massive.
people
Yeah.
would
Expect
expect that of you. Like, people probably sit back and go, fucking, from the shit that I've heard him do and all these fucking stories, like, there's no way that side of you was there. But the truth is that good side of you was always there, even when you were fucking up, in a nutshell.
The most I'd ever done to corrupt my brothers was because they had a fucking 100 mates that were getting off their dick fresh out of high school. Mm-hmm. I'd be like, here's a fucking cheap packet. Just owe me what I'm owed for it.
Yep.
And go make yourself a few $100 for the weekend.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's the most I ever, like, and that was just because we had no money. And the only way I knew to provide was to sell poison. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I was just like, well, you boys are going to get from somewhere. They might as well get from you.
That's what I was going to say. At that age, they're fucking going to do it.
Yeah.
You're chasing, regardless.
Everyone's got that, where we're going out tonight, where do we get it from? Well, we might as well fucking get it from right here.
He could go. One of them could go see their older brother, and I wouldn't make nothing off them.
Yeah.
So like it was just what it cost me, and then I know what they can make. They can make $200, $300, $400 in a night, and that put money in their pocket. You know, whether it was for the first car or the first bike, and I didn't know. No, like I said, I was 16, man. I've been taking the job of the older role model.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know nothing about the streets. You know, I was still working it out for myself. But fucking man, I was heaps strict. Like, I remember they were allowed to have a drink when they were 16. Let's get wasted and that, you know. But like fucking Robbie come out fucking to techno doofs with us, like Crowell Castles and parties all the way up until 18. He was only allowed to drink a can.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's allowed to have cans. No, he's not fucking having that. Once you're 18, it's out of my hands.
Yep.
But up to then, no fucking way, man. And Rob was the same with Brett. You know what I mean? Like, you know, we seen Brady fucking swinging off a pipe at 15 or 16, mate. We're kicking indoors, 100%.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, fucking, no, it's not happening. That's just how I brought my brothers up.
Yep.
You know, because I was the not taking drug guy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that throws a lot of people off too. People just think because you were so wild back then, and then you do have this like rehabilitation stage now that like when you were gangstering on, you were just off your guts. Where it's like, nah, you were fucking down the line. Cunt.
Yeah.
You were
Business.
It was
hustling.
business, man. That was like, there's no
survival,
fucking around.
You know what I mean? It wasn't just
take
like you
that.
weren't running away from anything. You were running towards everything. Let's fucking go, cunt.
Yeah.
Where a lot of people get into that game because they're still running, you know?
Product of my environment, man.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it was all... Honestly, I didn't have a chance to jump bikes, man. I had a chance to fucking sell drugs and beef. I remember putting my hand up in class in year 7. Teacher's going, what are you going to be in that? And I put my hand up. So I'm going to run my area miss. Now, that seemed just as thrilling as being able to go flip dirt bikes for a living. Or maybe in a fucking private school, he's going, I'm going to be an astronaut or whatever. That to me, there wasn't a more job on the table that was like, I'm going to fucking go get this.
And
you
like
know what I
say
mean?
too, is that perfect fucking 50-cent time.
Yeah.
When like all we knew was like everything that was getting flooded was like be gangster.
Yeah.
Be gangster.
Yeah.
So we all sort of tried that little bit.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, you took it to the extreme like we did on our side, I guess. We took it as far as we possibly could, and so did you. That's probably why, you know, the reputation was so fucking, I
Yeah.
didn't want to even look at this cunt. You know, I was like, I'm not going to look at him. Fuck that. What if he just says, well, you look at that cunt? And I go, fucking your BMW.
Yeah.
You go, it's my fucking because
And we spoke about this. I wasn't
Yeah.
that guy that would just pick a
and
fight.
it's crazy because
Money was where the violence come
yeah.
into it. You
yeah,
know what
you
I
owe
mean?
me, you fuck.
Yeah.
If you owe me and didn't pay, then it
Yeah.
was a different. That's when I
Yeah.
could get nasty. But
Yeah.
unless some cunt started trouble, like you know, but like I was never
Chasing it.
Yeah, I wasn't
Yeah.
chasing trouble. You know
That-
what
that
I mean?
just
It's part
to
of
me-
it's part of work, man.
Yeah, that's the whole, you know what that is? That's the beauty of rumors, man.
yeah,
You know, because we heard that one story from that cunt that owed you,
yeah,
and everyone's like, fuck,
yeah,
he's willing to do that.
yeah.
I'm not going to look at him.
Yeah.
Like, that's the mentality of, like, humans, where it's like, really, you could have just been like, what's going on, cunt?
Yeah,
You
for
know,
sure.
you were genuinely a nice
I probably
dude,
would have
man.
tried to sell you something
Right.
for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who are you getting off? I've got better, bro. You know, I'll look after you. I would have been them ones for sure. You know what I mean? I would have tried and cut someone's grass all day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, no one would have been cutting grass apart from you anyway, would they?
yeah, well, we tried to make it like that, but all jokes aside, man, like fucking, you know, I did some damage in the community. You know what I mean?
100%.
That's
Like,
the real of it. You know?
I sort of feel like hitting that sort of, because there's probably going to be a lot of cunts that from Melton that watch this one. There's going to be a lot of interested people like, what's the go with these two? Because I think that is, because we never really we weren't mates or anything back in the day. We've sort of come together after this, after we've, so
It was a no-brainer. We come together.
100%.
Yeah.
Like,
No-brainer.
Definitely.
it was as simple as literally being like, and
We
it
can
was-
talk on the phone for hours about content,
Bro.
ideas, skits, you know what I mean, cameras, whatever,
Yeah.
angles.
Even
I'll
just-
pick his brain apart, you know what I
even
mean?
just
Yep.
your climb.
Trajectory,
Like,
yeah.
you know, like
Yeah.
there's always something to be like, hey, fucking try this, or don't do that because I did that and it fucking doesn't work well. And,
Yeah, yeah.
And you're like, oh yeah, cool. So like, once that link was there and you sort of, it was as simple as almost being like, I think I need shirts. Robbie sort of linked
Together.
that link
Yep.
up, and then that sort of, it just grew from there because we're both in the same game.
Exactly,
And it
yeah.
just fucking, we just bounce off each other like really smoothly.
Yep.
But you know what's actually funny too, man? The whole, and just knowing it, man, like, I reckon there was a stage where you were probably sort of getting off it.
Yep.
You were getting better.
Getting
And I
clean.
reckon, like, man, you'd fucking add me on Facebook flat out. And I remember being like, fuck, Gaz Wright's trying to add me on fucking Facebook. Like,
You know why I kept
sketchy.
adding you? Because I would forget my password. You know what I mean? So I'd make another account. Fucking 50 accounts. That's why.
What's this social media shit?
I'm just
Passwords
like, I'm like,
and
this cunt's on the crack. He's fucking 7 profiles deep. Fuck this. If I add him, he's gonna see what's in me backyard and fucking come steal me fucking cars and bikes and like that's just what goes through my head. And then like, I shit you not, I still remember the first time you come here and I was like, he's not the cunt that I've always pictured him to be. Like, not at all. Like, obviously there's those times, and I've been around people
get
that
it all
have
the
been
time.
in those places to tell those stories when you've done what you need to do.
Yeah.
And I know that they're up here. So
Yeah.
it's like, but then it's like, then that little bit of those stories from like, you know, your brothers and then where you're at now really like lines it in to be like, there was some good in you there.
I don't think anybody's born evil, man. I
No,
really
of
don't.
course not.
Maybe 1 in a million, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but no one's born evil, man. I wasn't born evil. Like, I
Yep.
sort of had an extreme look on life, which you would understand.
Yep.
Like I say, you know, jumping a puddle or climbing a tree was fucking, what
Yeah.
the fuck is that?
Yeah.
At that time, I was smashing an abandoned house window. That's fucking a rush.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
so like I had a fucking
Yeah.
adrenaline chase
And
on life.
We were on the same shit. Man, we would have fucking died for our shit.
Yeah. Yeah,
We
fuck, you were.
The brand's called Might Die.
Yeah, fucking exactly.
The whole
You were
shit
gangstering
was like,
on, just
bro,
on dirt
if
bikes.
If this bike puts me into the ground and I stop breathing, well, so be it. That's how I want to go out.
I'm 35 years old and I'm still breaking myself doing the same fucking shit.
I still, if someone's sitting in a paint, I'll be like, fuck it, let's send it. Might die. But yeah, I mean, it's fucking interesting, man. I think, yeah, it's a big one. I think the biggest thing is too, man, and sort of touch it, because like, just being Melton cunts, like, fuck a lot of cunts. You're burning a lot of cunts, bro, from your comeback.
For sure.
And it fucking rubs a lot of people.
So many
the
cunt
wrong
loved
way.
when I was washed up on drugs, man.
Fuck yeah, because they were
Yeah.
like, suck shit cunt.
So it's a cunt fucking sucking me off pretty much while I was gangstering on and had money and cars and gold chains and making moves and the boys and the girls and
Yep.
all that shit, you know what I mean? Like, this cunt, he's fucking living the fucking, that street life to the fullest.
Yep.
And then when I was washed up on drugs, and because I didn't want to do crime no more, I'd learnt my lessons from dodging big sentence, you know. I was like done. Like you couldn't get me. Illegal money was like cancer.
Yep.
I nearly lost my life to it. Fuck that.
Yep.
And so I'm just a washed up junkie, just chasing his rock. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And cunts were just laughing, mate.
Yep.
I remember all the cunts that come up. Like younger cunts too, like fucking sick cunt Gazza when I was fucking about it. Gazza's a mad cunt. Then I washed up on drugs. Like, this crumb.
Yeah, right.
But it used to burn me. You know what I mean? I used to think, you think I'm a goose, huh?
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? And then that's why I'm where I am today, because man, I had a fire in me. You know
I was
what I mean?
gonna
As soon as
say,
I got
that's-
clean, fuck you.
That's
watch
driven
this.
you so fucking hard.
Shouldn't have doubted me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not a fucking goose, you know. That's what I've. But the whole time I was on drugs, I looked like a goose. In my head, I'm thinking I've got so much more to offer than this.
Yep.
Once I come off the drugs, then I was like free. It was like some Phoenix at the ashes shit. So I didn't want to do crime no more. I paid my dues to karma, being an addict. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like fucking band-aid some wounds and shit from the old life trauma and all that, and fucking now I'm free. You know what I mean? I was like, yes.
Yep.
That's why I just started recording. You know.
Yep.
What do you think sent you off the rails from being professional down the line, hustling, knowing that it works? How'd you go? Might try this fucked. Might try the poison.
Yep.
Like what?
It was I had no fire in me anymore. So once I fucking, you know, the same as I've got drive now, you know, I've got that grind in me, that fire. When I was in the streets, I was getting my money, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So like that was my fire, you know? I was chasing that fucking gold medal.
Yep.
You understand?
yeah.
You know what I mean? I was
Yep.
chasing that gold medal, you know?
Yep.
But it was shishka, it was cash. And then the power, you trip on the power, you know, and then the greed.
Yep.
Then you fucking start to do ugly things, you know what I mean? You don't fucking, you're gonna pay me, bang.
Yeah.
Whatever, you know?
Yep.
Like it was, so I turned into, and it's a dirty business.
Yes.
It's a dirty business. You're going to have to get your hands dirty or you're going to get walked over, you know? And so like all that, then I fucking have a mad like awakening for crime and making money illegally.
Yep.
It's like, I was looking at fucking 25 years prison, you know what I mean? Like fucking man, like if we can only imagine, it's like being told you're not going to walk again.
Yeah.
And then you're allowed to walk.
Yeah.
You're walking. Like I was like, I thought I was fucked. The judge can't get you for one thing. They'll stitch you up for something else.
Yep.
And so, like, fucking, I'm sitting there going, oh, my life's fucked. I remember sitting in the dock and hearing big numbers and talking fucking all this shit. And I remember thinking, what a shit career choice.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
What a fuck up, mate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'd done prison before.
Yep.
You know, like fucking, but like, you know, 2-3 years here and there. You know what I mean? It wasn't no biggie. Like, it was occupational hazard. Like, you've probably been off your bike for a couple of years for a fucking bad injury. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It was part of the
Yep.
lifestyle. But I'm
100%.
going to come back for more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
When
Like,
this
You knew
one was
you were
just
getting
like,
out.
There's no getting out. Like
Yeah.
I'm fucked here.
once I was looking at those big numbers, I'm thinking I'm going to be 60 and get out. I'm fucked.
Yeah.
My life's over.
Done.
I got a concrete box to look forward to. Then I'm free.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Next minute I beat it all. And so like then I'm just like, well, fuck crime.
Yeah.
I've got to go good with this. You know what I mean? I had no fire anymore. It's like I retired. You know, it's like a footballer puts his feet up, you know, and goes, all right, I'll finish playing. I'm going to have a beer.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It was like
But
that.
it's very much like a fucking pendulum, you know. You were walking a fine line at that point. You could have stepped left or right, left being bad,
Yep.
right being good, what you're at now.
You could have picked your phone up straight away and started talking and not gone down that road, you know, and being like, I'm fresh out of jail, but I'm never doing that shit again. But that also takes a lot of balls from straight from where your position was. You almost had to hit that fucking low.
Spot on. I say I was a bad cunt for a long time.
Yep.
And then decided I want to be a good cunt.
Yep.
There was this little period in the middle where I had to be a shit cunt to become a good cunt.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
And
So from
bro,
bad
that's
cunt to
life.
shit cunt to good
That
cunt.
we
you
all,
know what I mean?
I think that's
Yeah.
how you have
The
to
transition
do
was
it.
hard.
You're not. It's going to be very rare to just switch from bad to good. Like you need to feel the shit to be the best good version. I
Sure.
think. Yeah.
100%.
And that's what it was. So like then I was retired, man. I put my feet up. I had no fire left. I didn't know what was next. And then I started to dabble. You know what I mean? I had no the money and the business and being the best of what I could be was every reason to stay sober.
Yep.
Yep.
Now I don't do that anymore. Do you know what I mean? So
Let's have a bit of fun.
let's let me hair down. Let's fucking, you know what I mean? Let's fucking get wasted. You know, and it was fucking, fucking been in the grind hardcore at least 15 years straight. You know what I mean? Before I even fucking decided to let me hair down and fucking
Did
and
you
have a
ever
play.
dabble in it?
Yeah. So fucking up to 18, from about 14 to 18, yes.
Yep.
Played up with and everything.
But,
you know what I mean?
but smart.
Yeah. It was. There was times I was dealing, and I was getting money, but also paying for my habit. You know,
Yeah.
party prescription type shit.
Yep.
Because it was a lot. It was fucking like shuffling, grooving to techno and that, you know,
Yeah,
and
of
going
course.
out flippers,
Yeah, yeah,
acid, speed.
Yep.
Ice wasn't around then.
Twister,
Coke,
Twister.
you know, Twister, yeah. Like we were even before the mid 90s, it was warehouse parties. So
True.
it wasn't even, hadn't hit the club scene yet.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
So there was no hard candy, bubble, you know,
Right,
tunnel,
PhD, all those
PhD.
fucking-
Nah, all that was not that. It was still
You argued to
hardcore.
have that little bit on us.
Yeah,
don't
it was
ya?
still hardcore fucking warehouse parties like Shed 13, 14 at the docks.
Yep.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
right.
All that sort of shit.
Fuck.
And
Yeah, they were
what
full
was that
warehouse.
what was that other one that fucking, it was
West
a bit of a metal club at Metro. That was pretty fucking hardcore back in the day for you older
Sure.
cunts. Was it even like a
Nah.
Thursday night or something?
Yeah, I didn't do metal. Yeah, I didn't know.
Wasn't full metal. It was a bit more just alternative.
I'm not sure.
I can't remember what the goo.
Goo. Oh, yeah, Goo.
Goo
yeah,
was pretty
yeah,
fucking full on,
yeah.
yeah.
Goo was, it's kick off and that, yeah.
Yeah.
But so like a high adrenaline, high paced lifestyle, you know what I mean, was always going to crash.
Yeah, of course.
You know, it was always going to crash. So that's what happened. I crashed and then got to the point where if I do something, I'm going to do it to its fullest. So I ended up becoming a full blown day in, day out junkie, man. Like
Did that lead to it? Like, was it like,
It was hectic.
like, you know, like, all right, I'm going to let my hair down. I'm in this position. All right, you know,
I
a couple of billies this day, bit of
tried-
piss this day, then a couple of pills. Now, holy fuck, I'm on the hard shit. Or did you just go straight to hard?
I got with a girl and she was straight.
Yeah.
And so and she had 2 kids, so they had to go to school and shit.
Yep.
And so and she had work and that. So it was all around that sort of like, that was like a good foundation for me to do the right thing.
Right.
Everybody's getting up at fucking 7:30 in the morning. You know, kids got to get lunch, get to fucking school. You know, lunch made. You know, come home, tea time. Everybody starts to shut down around the house.
Yep.
That's when I got Bonnie.
Yep.
You know, and then I started dabbling. Like I was bored.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
that's
I was
almost-
bored.
it's
You know
almost
what I
like-
mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I was bored, and like so, I'd have to wait for her to get home, pick up the kids from school and stuff like that. And in the daytime, I'd fucking play up a little bit. You know.
Right.
See if I didn't know what I know now. Like I've got it down pat, but like I'd see someone down at fucking Centrelink. Gaz, I haven't seen you since jail,
Come
brother.
around, brother.
Go get fucking we'll blaze up today. Oh no, I have a day out. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and fucking that's how it started. And then I end up the relationship fell to shit. Obviously, I was being a fuckhead, you know.
Yep.
I remember I fucking got my license first time I ever get my license. I driven my life out of license. Just fuck every cunt, you know. And then I wasn't going to pull over, so like it was no use having a license sort of thing. And I got my license and you know had a little car, like a fucking little family SUV and shit.
Yep.
And fucking I bumped into the back of a car and bingled it. So that went to the fucking to the insurance to mechanics to get fixed. And we got given another car, like an insurance rent a car.
Yep.
Yep.
And fucking fucking had a few Jack and Jills earlier on that day. I wasn't too bad, but I thought I wasn't anyway. But I blame Bonnie, but you know, probably to do with the pills too. But
It wasn't the drugs.
so I fucking because I had him on early on in the day. I remember I had him early on in the day. By the time she'd come home, we had dinner. The kids had been picked up from school. I was like back to sort of semi-normal, you know.
Yep.
Yep.
I was popping out the house. I can't remember what for. It was probably about 8:30, and this is the rent-a-car through the insurance company, and it's like 40,000 forward drive. And I've reversed out the driveway, and Bonnie's jumped on my lap as I've gone to take off. And as she's going to jump off my lap, I've thrown her back on the passenger seat. She would have been like 6 months old. And a little hatchback 2 doors down from our joint was parked half on the nature strip, half on the road. I just rid up the back
old
of it.
park car, huh?
Bonnie Yank threw it straight on its roof.
Oh, you rolled it.
Yeah, so 2 doors. So the missus come out the front. You know what I mean? I've already
You're
bingled.
upside down in a car.
Yeah. I've already bingled the our actual car. This is the rent-a-car.
That's the last straw. You're out, cunt.
So I'm
That's it.
the,
I'm done.
I'm in the doghouse. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
fucking next minute, like ambulance, fucking coppers, fire brigade, because the car's on its roof in the middle of a street.
Fuck yeah.
She's rang my mum. My mum and my brothers are headed down thinking I'm decapitated. You know what I mean? Because they've just seen all the sirens.
Yeah.
They get there and I'm fucking like, hey, what's going on? But, yeah, fuck it. It was all fucked. So that just started to unravel. And anyway, we had a fucking blue and I walked out the house. So I'm fucking going. We had a blue. I grabbed my dog and grabbed the clothes I had. And that was it. And we'd built a little empire by then, furniture and house. And, you know, we got the own rental together and stuff. And so sort of built it up and left it all behind, walked out the front door. And that was obviously my demise, you know what I mean? But I wasn't ready to grow up, man. I wanted to. I was telling myself the whole time I should. But I probably wasn't ready because, you know, like I was fucking dabbling and fucking up, you know what I mean? She was starting to stress on where are you going and you're going to get in trouble, you know what I mean? Like, you know, she's got to be a mum.
Yep.
she's more worried about me, like it's not good, and it was all going to shit.
Yep.
So fucking, I walked out the front door, and then now I'm just walking. Where am I walking? Walking to trap houses I've been getting off my head at.
Yeah.
And I've got me dog. Let's see what's taking day by day. 4 years later, I am fucking done. Do you know what I mean? Like proper just
lowest point
of life ever. But you know what? And I say it's dark as fuck. So in that time, I tried to take my own life, and I D'd 3 times, fucking was stabbed, and all this crazy shit. Being shot at and shit. Like they would drop. Other crews were coming up, and they would drive by in houses I was fucking sleeping at and shit. You know what I mean? Right. Which is standard. Like you
is that like old beef? Because
old
they know
beef.
you're weak now.
Of course, attack your enemy when they're at their lowest. It's like that's the art of war, man. Kick a cunt when he's down. Like it's just some street shit. You know what I mean? Couldn't get me while I was running deep with the boys tooled up. Making moves. It's hard to get me then, and I fucking probably for whatever who's fucking father, brother, sister, mother, whatever it was, fuck cunts over and just in the streets that dirty business, and now I'm fucking laid up on a couch, bummed out. Of course they're going to come back and have a crack. You know what I mean? Especially if they're in a decent position and I'm not. Standard. So no, that's water under the bridge.
Yep.
But and so like just got to a point where I was just like, fuck, it's dark as fuck, but it's also like I've said to you before, Boogie. It was a beautiful thing because it was the death of my ego. I needed it. I was served a dish of revenge. Karma served me up a dish of revenge. Like the universe sorted me out. But I needed that balance. I thought I was king, bro. A lot of ego was fucking. My head was fucking scratching my head like this, Fucking because of that life. I thought everyone, Gaz of this, Gaz of that. I was a big mover and shaker in our area and all the shit, all the dumb shit. And now I thought I was king. It wasn't a joke on me. King what? I'm not sitting on the throne. I'm sitting on a putrid crack house fucking couch. You know what I mean? Got another rock, brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bummed out. Like had probably the same shoes for fucking 2 years. You know what I mean? Just crumbing it.
That's full on,
eating a toasted fucking egg sandwich once every 3 days, unwashed and that. You know what I mean? Like ugly as fuck, bro. Putrid. You've seen photos. Look, people in the area were like, "This guy's got cancer or something. Is he got sick?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
because
I just never looked that bad. Like I was a fucking mess. And anyways, fucking like it was a blessing in disguise. You know what I mean? Because it made me who I am today. I just need to go through that hell.
Yep.
What where they say diamonds are made,
under pressure,
all that shit, and fucking. As soon as I got clean, man, I'm just like, wow, now I'm fucking sober. Like, fuck that street life, gang life, fucking making money illegally shit, fucking over every cunt for your pocket, And then, I got over the fucking drug-fuelled bender that I was on for 5 years.
Yeah.
Like, fuck that. That was hell.
Yes.
Like, that was the darkest time ever. And now I'm fucking, like, I'm going to live life.
Yeah.
Picked up the camera and fucking the rest is history, man. 400,000 followers today. And Hope Cartel's a mad brand. It's fucking got a sick foundation for raising awareness against drugs, jail, and crime, saying letting everybody out there that thinks it's a good life that it ain't. And right, it's my calling, it's my purpose. I actually probably went through all that 25 years of bullshit
just
for where I am today.
To build you up to have this,
So I was even going to say too, do you think you would have had the same perspective on the life if you didn't fall for it? Like if you just got out and got better, didn't hit your dark, like, do you think being in that dark spot now makes you feel a little bit guilty of the things you did do?
Of course.
Yeah, like rather than if you just got out, you wouldn't have seen it and you wouldn't have felt it. Like you were like, fuck, I'm on this shit. I'm fucking fiending it. Fuck, that's what all these other cunts that I've given it to in a sense.
Exactly.
That this is how they're all living now.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Sure, I had compassion for the addict.
Yeah.
I got compassion for the fucking cunts in the gangs making money and hurting people.
Yeah.
I understand it's driven by greed, power, validation.
Just living.
Product of their environments, surviving. I get all that, but then I also get what it's like to be an addict. And let me tell you, it's harder work being an addict than what it is a gangster. I'll tell you right now, mate.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I can relate with
I was gonna
that.
say, that's probably
I don't know about the gangster side.
It's
I've
hard
never
work,
pushed that, but the addict side and fuck, man.
Dark.
I have dark and, as you say, hard fucking work. Like I have never worked so hard before in my life to get back to a position that I was already at.
Yep.
And I've made myself go through all this shit to then work harder than I've ever had to work before to get back to the position that I was at back there.
Crazy.
It's fucking
I
full
think
on.
people fucking, and like I feel like watching stages of your part and obviously maybe seeing that hard, it's like a lot, like that chase, man, is so real.
Oh man, so real.
Like you would literally dictate your whole day on
Weeks, bro.
well, yeah,
Weeks.
on how to, where to get it, where it's coming from, how much is usable for that certain, like
Man, on the
it's
Gold
so
Coast,
much
like
fucking-
there was so much planning. Like if if you could use that drive of an addict, which I guess we are now,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
on the outside,
Yep.
it is so gnarly, man. Like I would set my days and weeks and everything around. Like every morning I'd wake up, boom, eyes open, top drawer open. What pills have I got left between my Valium, my Oxys, my methadone, whatever it was at the time? What's there? All right, cool. There's a bunch there, chilling.
Yeah.
Fuck. There's one of that, two of them, and half of that pill left. Holy fuck, what doctor did I go to last? All right, that one. All right, which one am I going to today? Because I can't be seen too early because they're going to be on to me. Like I had a certain amount of doctors set
Yeah.
in the Gold Coast area, you know.
That's crazy.
And it was such a fucking job to be like, all right, which one did I go to last? What did he? All right, it was that one. So now I can go to this one. I haven't seen this one for fucking probably 4 or 5 weeks now. What the fuck did he say to me last? What story am I walking into this one with to get what I need? I mean, it was a fucking job, like proper.
When I hear that, man, I relate with it so much because isn't it funny that we both come from, like as we said, started this off with different walks of life, same area, same sort of go get life attitude, just different environments.
Yeah.
So what was on the table for us? You lived a high paced adrenaline lifestyle, living in the fast lane.
Yep.
Occupational hazard, you know what I mean, was shit was going to hit the fan. You're going to have to pay your dues, like you are now on your with your fucking halo on your foot.
Yep.
The wounds that you stack up from that in that life, you know, you have to end up band-aiding, don't you?
100%.
You know what I mean? So your downtime's your worst enemy.
Yep.
You know, and then you go to, you know, prescription pills, Oxycontin, stuff like that. My shit was exactly the same.
Yeah, man.
You know, it's just so, that story's so the same. Even yourself, you self-medicated the whole time. You're a high-paced adrenaline junkie, little go-get life cunt.
Yeah.
And fucking you've always been on a Hong Kongs to keep yourself balanced at night. You have a few after the end of the day and it sort of take big breaths. So it's like, it's hard to maintain. I can only imagine, like, whether you're a race car driver or a fucking footballer or a basketball, you know, you're living in the fucking fast lane. You're living in the spotlight. Everybody's, and life's going full pace.
Yep.
You're going to crash, man.
100%.
You know what I mean? You're going to
There's
crash.
only a certain amount of time you can keep that pace up for and stay on top of it in the chase. Because, you know, like there was that doctor chase.
Yep.
But then there was also the few people I had that I know
That we're getting it anyway.
could either get it or were injured and had it. So then there's like, fuck, well, I'm done this week or this month with doctors. I can't. Righto, fucking get in the car at fucking 3 a.m. because my missus was working late and I can't let her know I'm driving to the fucking Sunshine Coast to go and see someone. 2-hour trip at like she's left for work at 12 at night. Right, 1 o'clock in the morning. Get in the car or in the van, fucking boost it 2.5 hours to Sunshine Coast, get there, whatever I could get, you know, it might have been a box. It might have been a fucking half a sheet. Don't give a fuck. I'm driving 5 hours, return.
Second you get them in your hands, you're dropping them down your throat.
Dropping them, fucking man. And in those drives, like I've told you, you know, driving there that early in the morning, probably fucking, oh, fuck, what am I going to take to get through this drive? Fuck, oh, there's a couple of Valium there. Sweet, have Valium. Fucking boom, driving 110 down the fucking freeway. Brrr,
Not off.
on the nod, fucking boom, up like the side barrier on the freeway at 110 in me van, man. Woke up to it, fucking, what the fuck was that noise? Boom, fucking bang, like, fuck, that woke me up for the next hour.
Yeah.
Get
Fucking
there,
wood.
dump more, fucking deal with the same thing on the way home.
Yeah.
What a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
You know, but it was just, you need it, you want it. Like, and there was the feeling, man. It was like, I don't give a fuck who and what is in my way.
Yeah, you got to get it.
I'm getting it.
And it's funny because we all come from a background of chasing that rush.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I think
Chasing the
it's
rush, but you can't.
high ADHD dudes.
Yeah, you can't maintain that because on your downtime, you're going to find, like, it's funny, me and Smitty were talking before we jumped on here. We're saying how both our demon was fucking finding that relax off opiates. You know, mine was smack, I was burning smack, but he was on the oxys, and it was like, how do you feel about being on the nod? You know what I mean? That, you know?
Yep.
it's like I chased it hard, and that's probably because we're always chasing that rush.
Yep.
And when we have downtime, we crash. You know what I mean? It's
Hard,
like
man.
the brain's still going. We're used to still, and so like
And
just
I-
to switch off
I still
was
got
everything,
that,
wasn't
that,
it?
that
You
comes
know,
down to the same as
and you self-medicated with cones.
I am so lucky. I don't know, to be honestly, I'm gonna honestly put it down to like the little bit of like the fear in me, old man.
Yep.
He was always like, "God, if you do drugs,
Yeah, I'm gonna fuck your shit up.
I'm gonna."
And we all had that.
We did.
We all had
did.
that.
We all pretty like, but
I had an excuse in my head.
fuck yeah, and
Prescribed.
and fully, and the doctors sort of like let it be. There was something the whole time that I always like. I even sort of half knew. I was like, I just even when they didn't rub me right. I remember the first time I had an oxy. It was at fucking Grady's 21st.
You little junkie.
No, I remember, bro, and it made me fucking sick as.
Yeah.
And I was just like, bro, this shit ain't for me.
Itchy and shit.
Just
Throw it up. Yeah.
just fuck. I pretty much. I swear, I ended up just in a ball of a van while everyone else was like, "Doo, doo, 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 doo." And I was like, I'm not fucking touching this shit again.
Yeah.
But that was that.
It's
I don't know.
not
and
for
I always
everyone.
just, I guess, because I didn't like it. Then I seen how it affected all of yous. I was like, this shit's not good.
Yep.
Like I just read it. Right.
You were always one to be.
And I was always been pretty anti-drug.
Yeah. Yeah. As I say, we always kind of were.
Me and you specifically.
Yep.
Can we talk about this? Well, sorry, go, Smitty. Yep, go.
Yeah, and then it was just basically all I was going to say was it was just I felt that I had an excuse.
Yeah.
And I didn't know at the time. I thought it was a genuine one.
Yeah.
Because it was like, I'm hurt.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is what it's for.
They're here to help.
Yeah.
I feel safe.
Big farmer.
Yeah.
Fucking
Fuck,
dogs.
man. I had
Biggest
no
killers
idea.
of all.
Right.
Yeah.
Straight
I had
up.
no fucking idea.
Yep.
Legal heroin, man.
Bad. But so you were an alcoholic, hardcore.
Hard.
Fuck up drunk.
Loved it.
Hey.
Loved it.
Piss.
Hey?
68.
Yeah, just
Fuck.
Piss dickhead. Just
right,
fuck.
loose. Like,
Yeah.
Like,
Because
I
you
mean, I
don't
was
talk
always-
about this a lot.
I think it's one of those things too where a lot of people, when I bring it up and I go, I'm just fucking crazy, a lot of people almost go to that, like they probably almost think, fuck, he was just like that angry sort of bash every cunt, be a Nah, it was the opposite. It was like funny, probably good to be around for most of it, but then it's like, why is he on the roof lighting a fire?
Yeah.
Like it went that, I was just like, let's fucking burn it all, cunt. And if there was an argument, I would never really, you know how there's always those drunk cunts that like always punch on with their mates?
Yeah.
Never that cunt. I was like, fuck that copper. I'm going up to him and I'm going to fucking say,
Yeah, it was
fuck
always
you,
fucking
cunt. Like, bro, just
smart ass shit, man.
on, like
Like
I even,
proper-
Opinionated little drunk
bro,
cunts.
hard, hard. And just like,
Even
being
his
the fucking man, like I'm gonna, and like always trying to like overpower cunts. Like
Fuck yeah.
I remember one time, like
Very loud.
I
I
could-
can
yeah,
imagine.
hard.
Very
even
loud.
his mates are going fucking.
Settle down,
We're gonna
cunt.
get this all bashed. We're not fighting beyond this. And I'm like, nah, fuck these cunts, bruh. Like, I remember,
How
I
long
won't
did you
drop
drink for?
names. From about probably 18 to about 22.
Yeah.
Like, because funny too, man, I was going through a couple of old tapes and, bro, I'm telling you, man, I went through my 21st tape. Just shit wrecks all of us.
Yeah.
Like, I'm drinking the whole time. We're doing speeches, and even, like, mum even says, like, I'm pretty sure he's having it. And I'm like,
What was your go-to?
Draft.
Draft.
Yeah, Carlton.
Oh,
I
full
was
fucking
drafty,
yobbo.
bruv.
Yeah.
Fucking give
You
me-
know what, too, man? I reckon at that point, because remember at 68 when it was all kind of getting pretty full on for yourself with the drinking in that time, you were getting picked up.
68B, and that was a place you used to live together, wasn't it?
Nah, me and Ash Russo.
Russo,
Okay.
But
yeah.
it was the fucking pad.
That's
Okay.
where we all
The hangout.
It was
Yeah.
68
Yeah, okay.
was the go-to.
Skate
Sweet.
park in the back. Right,
Yep.
back. It was fucking.
Yep, got it.
You were getting picked up every morning from your dad to go work a job that you fucking hated.
Fuck yeah.
Like, and I knew that. We all knew that because it was like, fuck this.
Yeah.
You drive yourself into the ground after that day,
Fuck yeah.
knowing you would have to grind in the morning to get up to be half decent to even have a fucking semi-conversation with your dad in the morning.
In that time, that was where the weed took over. That was a perfect
Right.
sort of a time where I was sort of like really getting off the piss and sort of, it was more, that was the shed days. We were always in the shed. That's when we started hanging out again, if anything.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
And it was all very, I was sort of translating off the piss then, because I think it was a 21st. It was that night in St Kilda for Zane's 21st.
Fuck.
When I want to drop my ex-missus broke her leg.
Yeah,
I got pepper sprayed. There's a whole situation. A few months after that, that's what made me go, I'm not doing this shit anymore.
Yeah.
And it went to a lot more of a stoner vibe than pisshead. But like, man, to the point too, where I was that much of a pisshead. My whole fridge at 68, I had a good friend that worked at IGA who would scan a slab of Carlton Draft and a full bottle of Jägermeister for me every time I went in. Every time I went in and got something. So like, I'd just go in there and give her like $20. She'd scan like something else. And like, I swear I used to have a photo of a fridge full of Carlton Draft, and then I cracked open the freezer and that was full of Jägermeister.
And you would drink in the morning?
Nah, it was more of like, because also too at the time I was an apprentice, and the dude he was a bit on the piss too. So like there was a lot of like lunch, pub, start there, couple of frothies.
Yep.
But then it was very much like I'd get home, we'd be at 68, I'd be eating dinner, I'd cook some fucking dinner and I'd have a beer with it.
Okay.
And that sort of thing. But then it was also very much like the whole written off on the weekends too hard. Like, and I remember stages too, like early days. I'm talking 16 years old before Jägermeister was even a bomb.
Yeah.
Right? That Jaeger bombs weren't a thing.
Yeah.
I walked the streets with a bottle of Jägermeister and was just chugging that shit. And cunts are like, what are you drinking, bro? Yeah. And I'm like, it's fucking Jägermeister, bro. It's the fucking militia drink. Yeah. And I got that from all the older boys that were militia and on. They went and they were like, fucking drink this shit. This is what the fucking... And it was...
I wonder if they were sponsored.
Not at all. Fuck no. They just comes from Melton that loved it. They weren't sponsored.
Yeah.
But... yeah, like that was a stage where I was just fucking on that shit, and then it was very much just sort of like beers and just loose, man.
Messy.
Like, messy,
Not loose,
bro.
Shane.
Yeah,
You were
messy.
messy. You was a
Real
mess.
fucking messy cunt. Like,
Yeah, because I remember seeing Jaeger. I remember seeing like all fucking Deegan and that on it, you know?
we're all-
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was...
One of them was
Yeah,
sponsored
I
from
think
it by
Deegan
man.
was sponsored by Jägermeister for a little bit.
He had a full
They would have
kit.
had little crews everywhere, all over the world, fucking smashing bottles of that because
And
they
then-
were.
But it was crazy too, because like...
They
then
probably
Jaeger
weren't
bombs
even
came
drinking
in.
it. They're just
Jaeger
getting
bombs
paid.
came in and Jaeger bombs was
Fucking
like the biggest thing in clubs and that.
Yeah.
Everyone was just on
Yeah, because Jaeger bombs and Red Bull, is it?
Yeah,
Yep.
Red Bull, bang,
Yep.
drop it in. So like, it was always one of those. Yeah, it was just, and it was me running from my bullshit. I knew I had a fucking shitty relationship with my old man. I left home at 20 or something like that. No, I was 19 when I ran away from home. Like not ran away, but left and was like, I'm fucking done here. Fucking
Legged it out of here.
yeah, and in that time too, like if it gets real nitty gritty, like when I first moved out, I went to 68, and there was about 2 years there, and like I didn't even talk to my parents and shit, man. Like it was a very, very, very dark time for me. I just turned into a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And because there was that, like I wanted to just get fucked up and live a bit of that lifestyle, and my old man was a bit like, fucking just go to work and find a missus, sort of. And I was like, fuck that. We're fucking freestylers and we're making movies and we're fucking all mad cunts. I'm going to go be a fucking mad cunt. And it, obviously, at one point, it just sort of got to I fucked up one night. It ended me up in jail with me missus at the time with a broken leg. I'd been pepper sprayed, and I was like, what the fuck am I doing here, cunt? And I think I also noticed that I was more productive on the weed. Those nights I would get stoned and we'd all sit around in the lounge room and I'd make the DVD that ended up coming out a year and a half later. Like I was never doing that pissed.
Yeah.
That was like, righto, we'll sit in the shed, we'll smoke cones, and then we'll go into the lounge room where the heater's on, and we'll go through some footage from last weekend, and I'll clip the best bits, and we'll make a movie. And like,
You see a lot of
months we all stood around like shouldered me on Underdogs like that. We all stoned sitting at my computer.
Over the computer, just all 100%.
Change that bit, make
but
that
I
little
just
bit
want to
fucking-
add to what you were saying before with the whole like dropout, like the shit relationship with your dad, but then you leaving home and then the dropout with not even speaking to either.
Yeah.
For the surrounding, like us, well, me, I can only speak for. It was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What are you doing, man?
It was heavy, man.
What the fuck are you doing? What's going on? Like, and I understood to a point with your old man why potentially, but I was like for your mum too, like
sister, bro.
all
there
of
was
it.
a there's massive stuff like, and I still look at that shit now, and there's a bit of fucking regret and just like what a piece of shit. That's why I'm making up for it.
Funny
now
to hear that, bro, because you know what I mean. Like I didn't have it. My dad was in and out of my life. Like you know what I mean.
Yep.
But it's just and your parents were hardworking. You know what I mean, or your dad was. You know.
Yeah.
He's had a nice house and stuff. You know what I mean. Like he's had things. You know, money was there. You know, and like you still had the nurturing issues. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Fully. Like it's one of those things where like. Even from a good home, it's never great.
Yeah. Interesting, isn't it?
You know, like
it's a hard job being a parent.
Fuck yeah, I still don't have a great relationship with like the relationship I have with my old man is nowhere near what I like dream it to be, and probably him either. He's probably like, fuck, I wish I could just talk to me son.
Yeah,
and like we're trying, and like over the last probably 4 years, we're better than we all ever have been.
Man, I remember the turnaround.
Can I ask? Can you and your old man say I love you? Give each other a hug.
It's getting very close. It wouldn't be. It would be like a
forced.
Not really forced. It'd have to be for a genuine reason. Yeah. You wouldn't just come over today and we do that. Like like they went away They went to fucking Vietnam a few weeks ago. That goodbye was like fucking see ya, love ya, that sort of shit, and that's all becoming. But we've also
if your dad to pull you in, give you a kiss on the cheek, say I love you, boy, that's weird.
Weird as fuck.
But I can also say on my end, it's very much like that. Yeah, that was like for the mum and the dad thing of like love you, all the above. Probably went up until age of 10.
Yeah,
maybe.
That's crazy.
And then that fizzled out, and I know it's really hard for my dad to say those things, no matter who.
Do you think that's hard work? Do you think that's that tradie life, that on the tools, like it's that tough man environment? Because my dad was in and out of my life, but had no problem me telling me he loved me, or give me a kiss on the cheek. Every time I seen him,
that's crazy.
It was like, come here, I love you, boy. You know, and fucking...
And they always are the fucking hard dudes.
Sometimes I wouldn't see him for 3 years. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then...
But, we had also...
But he wasn't he wasn't on the tools, you know what I mean? So, like, I feel like that tradie life, the hard-working man gets up at 6, goes, bangs it out. It almost breeds a hard man, you know what I mean? It's like that environment. Every cunt's like farting and burping and get on the beer, fuck life, it's hard to turn around and go, I love you, bruh.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
He was always really good for that, though.
100% he was.
We always had a mate's his old man was like he was the dude that fucking just put us in the positions that like always was there for us. And he always had that little bit of like love in him and he showed it. And I think we all sort of seen it I don't know, it's a weird one, man. I honestly remember being super young and like at night time when I went to bed, it was like, all right, good night, love ya. And I remember one time I didn't say it, right? This is some fucking deep shit. And I got yelled at.
By your dad?
Yeah. Well, you fucking say fucking love you to your mum and fucking me before you go to bed. I went to bed that night not understanding love. Yeah. You don't. Love comes from when you don't force that. You don't have to say it. If that makes sense too. Yeah. And I think that really fucked me as a kid. Yeah. It was like to the point of like genuinely in fucking relationships down the track, I honestly didn't know what love was because I was confused. It's like, do I just have to, is it just a word that I have to say? Because like, of course I feel it and mean it, but like when you yell at me like that, I don't fucking love you. Fuck you. And as a kid, that fucks you up. And I think I had to relearn all that to be like, well, fuck, like he was only saying it because he
loved you, man.
Correct, 100%. But that little bit of an attack actually sort of pushes you further away.
Interesting. I remember. So now I can paint a bit of a picture when we went and did the workshop, the men's workshop, men's movement, and it was like the breath work and the scream therapy and a lot of fucking hugging brothers. I got you, brother. You know what I mean? And dressing your shame and guilt and all that sort of stuff. And so Borgie, he filmed the whole thing, I don't know if you've seen it, but
I did,
Yep, you've seen it. And we actually had a friend of mine, Brody, I don't know if you know Brody, but him and his dad went together, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Right.
And fucking, I understand why because he was just on the camera, so he wasn't part of the workshop, but he was in the back, and he goes, man, this is deep, man. Like, I could see Borgie even welling up and going, Yeah. man, this
Well,
is
he
heavy.
rang me after it.
Yeah, he goes, this is heavy. Yeah, did he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and told me like, man, this shit's fucking real. Like, you want.
I understand why now.
Yeah, because like, and you know, like I watch those moments that I've been dreaming of for a long time.
Yeah.
and or just like the connections that, or understanding of being like, fuck, I know how. Do you know how fucking hard that would have been?
Yeah.
Like, because if I was in that position, man, that would have been so fucking hard. Like, to a point, I think I'm very open and I can just fucking. I know it would have been hard for me, old man.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
That's
like
what I'm
those sorts of
thinking.
things would
That's where
just
I'm going with it.
Fuck, bro. Like,
Do you reckon he'd break?
oh man, like, you know,
Because you're
100%.
forced to hug it out.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? You're forced to hug it out. Forced to say, I love you. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
and we. I
which
did
is
that
really good,
naturally.
man. That shit's cool.
I did that
100%.
naturally.
Yeah.
100%.
Right during the pandemic stage, I just fucking had this fucking
Bro,
just this.
we were
thing
sitting
come over.
in the fucking lounge room.
Yeah, you were fucking washing dishes, yeah.
for Amanda Court.
Yeah.
And then he just got up. Like, it was probably 8 o'clock at night,
Yeah.
something like that. We're just cruising, doing a thing, cleaning dishes. He just goes, fuck, boom, stands up. I got to go. What the fuck? Where are you going? I got to go to my parents' place. And when
Okay,
that
then.
was said, yeah, when that was said, I was like, see you, man.
Go.
Fucking
Didn't even need to
go.
ask. He's like,
I was
go,
like, go, cunt.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I know. I got to. Like, we didn't even need to. He's just like, go, get in the
Yeah.
car and go. I got in the car, called my mum, and was even a bit weird. I was like, he's home? She's like, yeah. And I'm like, I'm coming over. She's like,
And you hadn't seen him
okay.
for a couple of years.
No. We were good to at that point. Like, we
Not
were sort of-
really good.
not really great. Me and me old man are always bashing heads, but like I'd been working at fucking in my old man. Like there's
Yeah.
that wasn't during the break. There'd
Okay,
been
cool. Yeah,
time.
yeah.
We were sort of cool.
But go on, this is interesting.
Yeah. Anyway, cool. Right, I'm coming over. Pretty much got there, and I just literally rocked up, and it was one of those big things that was just like the whole COVID thing. Everything just made me realize that like, what are you doing? Like this could all just fucking stop tomorrow. Everyone's just fuck. What if everyone just dies tomorrow because of this COVID thing? Not that I was in that believable state of the whole, but it was just
Made
put
you
life-
realise.
put life in perspective. Like fuck, man. Like I'm just.
What did you say? What was this conversation when you got there?
It was as simple as almost being like, I'm pretty sure I just walked in there and was like, I don't really know how I'm gonna say this, but like at the end of the day, I'm fucking sorry that I was a piece of shit. I'm sorry I wasn't
Really?
there. This, that, and I think I sort of put it in a little bit of like the whole. I understand why you did all these things. I don't hate you for it. I understand it, and just like that sort of level of just acceptance all round.
How'd it go down?
Fucking really well. It was emotional as fuck.
For
It was
sure.
huge.
Yeah, I can see it in your fucking
changed
face.
the whole
Yeah.
family dynamic.
And your old
To
man
this
took
day.
it well.
Fuck yeah.
The old man loved it.
Yeah, it was
Like,
massive. Even like mum was just like, holy fuck.
And I
This
know it
is
sounds cheesy, but
huge.
that's where it comes. It's not weak to speak, man.
Nah, man.
No.
Like,
You know what I mean? It's like the power of the fucking of being the bigger person and just bringing the conversation to the table.
Yep.
Sometimes it can be that we talk about this all the time. You know what I mean? When we have our mental health chats and shit, mental health. We always talk about it.
Yep.
I bring it up. I think it's good to talk about it. And like, yeah, man, it's huge. You know, it is huge because so many people like that. Like we've said, man, that conversation is weird for you to. Man, like I've only got a couple of. I could lucky to count them on one hand that I can ring up and say, bro, I'm really actually depressed today.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like I don't want to get out of bed.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
because a lot of people are just like, okay, then.
Yeah,
Do you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
where's
yeah.
this conversation going?
Yeah.
Like, it's ingrained, especially between men. It's
Yeah.
ingrained for us not to turn around and go, oh, really, brother? Well, I'm here to listen, man. Tell me what's
Yeah,
up.
what's
Maybe-
up?
What you want to talk about
And
it?
especially
a lot of
that
cunts will
generation-
just cut you short,
100%.
pretend they didn't hear it.
That
You know what I mean?
generation-
He's a
like-
fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
Our
You know,
dad's
like-
generation is hard as fuck.
Fuck, yeah.
Like we're the first generation of men to be able to sit here and fucking talk like we are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's very. There's no way you could get our dads in a room and they would have anywhere near these conversations. They'd be
No.
like, so you like, how's these electric bikes? They're a bit fucking different than the old carbies, aren't they, boys? Yeah, trucks. Yeah, fucking, is that a shovel? Yeah. It's not like, how do you actually feel,
Yeah,
cunt?
yeah.
Like, are you broken? Because I am.
Yeah.
And that, admitting, I think, is the first step into leading into those conversations to be comfortable. It's like when you can call someone and be like, I feel like shit, and they can go, I feel you, bruh. You're instantly like, oh, cool. Where most people go, oh, you'll be right.
Yeah.
You will be right, but I feel you.
Yeah.
It's that tiny thing of like, bro, I'm on your side too.
For sure. And you know what? When you say it like that, a lot of people probably hearing, oh, they used to be tougher in the old days. What's wrong with the generation these days? Fucking weak as piss. But hang on, wait.
Yep.
Self-awareness is a higher frequency.
Yep.
Way higher.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like that's the collective consciousness waking up.
Yes.
You know, we need to move up that vibrational chart.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? And being self-aware and reflecting on it and speaking about our feelings and stuff is a higher frequency. So you know that fucking I don't give a fuck, I'll be right. You know what I mean? That's some caveman shit. You know what I mean? Like let's move on from that.
So
You know what
stuck
I mean?
in like and
100%.
it's that balance. It's that masculine and feminine.
Yes.
Girls sit down and they talk and they have conversations
Exactly.
and they understand each other.
Yeah.
Boys just do shit.
Yeah.
And that's good.
Yeah.
When we need to get shit
We
done,
get it done.
fucking do it.
Yeah.
But we also need to go, it's all good if we all sit around here and have a little bit of a deep yarn with each other because we're all fucked.
Bro, getting in my feels has been like I had to feel to heal.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Oh,
I was a
man.
numb motherfucker.
Fuck
Yeah.
it, and we all
Yeah.
are. That's the point
know what
of
I
the
mean?
fucking
There's
the
still
system. The system numbs the fuck out of us.
So many people out there just in close surroundings of all of us are still stuck in that. You know, like it'd be hard for most people to come and sit in this room now with us and speak upon this fucking conversation with comfort.
Yes, exactly.
Most people are sitting here fucking
Cringing,
squirming, man. Like, fuck, I'm uncomfortable.
all right. I'm all right.
Yeah,
You know what
this
I
is
mean?
good.
Fuck,
This
I
is
hope they don't ask me that one question because I can't answer it because I have never answered it for myself yet.
Because I went through like...
And between men and women too, it's a big, like, for a man to tell a woman, babe, I'm not all right today.
Yeah.
And she'd have given him a rub on the back. It's all right, I got you. Do you need a hug?
Yeah.
Like, that's weird for men. You know what I mean? They're like,
yeah.
well, what's wrong with me? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
See, but like
the
when-
boys would be like, you got your period. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
true.
But to say what you said there just then, you know, like I can easily do that with my missus.
And that's cool, man.
Yeah.
I can 100%
Well played.
be like, yo, this is how I'm feeling right now.
Yeah.
I'm just letting you know
Yeah.
whether just because it's fucking, you know, just so you're aware
Yeah.
of my position today.
Yeah.
Or I'm telling you this
And
because...
she's supportive of that?
Oh, fuck yeah.
That's great.
She's
That's
awesome,
good,
man.
Yeah.
She's fucking rad.
That's cool.
And like what I was going to say before, like it was only, you know, like I went through that period prior to rehab. It was that caveman because I was fucked.
Yeah.
I was in a position of not even understanding myself the tiniest bit.
Yeah.
And then to come out of that and then to feel everything, man, like fucking everything. There was that little bit of like, I need to front this with the parents and that and be that little bit more come here, like, you know, because it can just be all gone so quickly. And then, you know, move on, still in that position, even with mates, like me and you were fucking tight as, still are obviously, but in that time of all of this, building this, moving in here and all the shit, you know, we could talk about anything, still can on any level. And then, you know, continue on, started my business, hard-headed mentality, grind, go. That semi got a little bit forgotten about, but it wasn't lost.
Yeah.
And then when this happened, like this broken leg, it all just rushed back to me. And like, you know, we had that conversation and you were probably thinking this cunt's fucking high as on drugs. This is why this is happening. But it's not
need
because
that,
I'm here still now going, I remember every bit. I got off the phone to you. I rang my mum and dad, said the same thing, you know, like at the end of the conversation, love yous, like love your mum, love your dad. And that was the first time I'd heard dad say, love you, mate, for a long time. And, you know, end of our conversation, love you, man, fucking, and that, it hit, man. It was like, that fucking feels great.
Yeah.
That's solid.
Yeah.
Like, as shit as my position is right now, I feel fucking awesome from that.
Yeah.
Like, fuck yeah.
And you know what? When I hear this, I think, as I'm not a parent, you know, I know you what you are, aren't you?
I'm not, my missus has got 2 kids, they're not mine, but I've stepped into a semi-role.
Yep. So you are. You know,
To a point.
Yep, to a point. I think self-esteem is massive in nurturing a child, you know,
Fucking oath.
because I think when you've got, you know, your self-esteem short or low, then you will find trouble. You will find danger, which we all have, talking about what we talk about. So I think it's really important if you're a parent to make sure your kid knows that they're their shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Plenty of fucking, you know, support, love.
Yes.
I love you.
Yes.
Look what
It
you've
doesn't
done.
matter
Look
if you
what you've
fuck
done
up.
today. I'm so proud of you.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? Because I think that is that's a major foundation to send them into the real world and make sure they don't get caught up in bullshit.
As adults,
you know
we know
what I
how
mean?
good that
100%.
feeling. Like,
Yeah.
how good is that
100
feeling when
fucking
you know?
Validation.
Fuck yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you're doing good, man.
Yes.
Fucking keep doing
I
it.
fucking love you. You're doing
Fucking-
so well.
Yeah, yeah.
It's massive.
Let that flow of those words that become so fucking hard
Yes.
to speak.
Yeah.
Let them know that should be flowing daily.
And if you speak to a lot of parents, they'll say, "Oh, I did."
Yes.
I speak to my mum about it all the time, you know, but she was so stressed.
Yep.
She had all the men in her life had left her posted. Do you know what I mean? She had 3 boys and we were boys.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? She was working 2 jobs. We were broke. Do you know what I mean? Like, as the years got on, my mum got more grounded.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, the nan she is today to my niece,
Yep.
like I say, and she's cool for it. She understands. I was like, if you were that, would have been a whole different world.
Fully.
Do you know what
But
I
I
mean?
think that's
how that
She's so
happens,
stressed. And she's like, I tried to be there. I was supportive.
Yeah.
But she was so stressed. It's hard when you're fucking under the pump with work and bills and everything
Yeah.
else, relationships or whatever's going on, to turn around and give that kid what they need emotionally,
I
you
think
know?
that comes
Yeah.
from that, like you said. Like, as a parent, you're always gonna try and put that energy into the kids of like, you're doing really well.
Yeah.
But I think the thing that fucks up is that parent is a person too.
Yeah.
And they have shit days and shit goes wrong. And it's those one moments like, fuck off, leave me alone, get out of here, fucking.
Yeah.
And that's that moment when that kid needed
Needed it.
something.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
I feel like that goes back to that whole, that's your tribe, man. Yeah. In those moments when we were in the caves and all that shit, okay, fucking dad and mum just aren't in the mood. I'm going to go talk to uncle.
Yeah.
And uncle gives you the fucking tip. Go,
Yeah.
listen, your old man didn't mean that.
Yeah.
He's fucking stressed because he tried to catch a tiger yesterday and it got away, right? He doesn't mean it. He's looking after you. And your mum's fucking, you know, she's just a little bit because she might be pregnant with another one. It's all good, brother.
Yeah.
Or, you know, you go talk to the pops and pops goes, listen, son, this is what's going on. We don't have
They
that
say it
community.
takes a village to raise a child,
Correct.
like they say.
We
Yeah.
don't have
Yep.
that. So
Yep.
what we do, Dad yells at us, we go in our room and we fucking hate on Dad and we watch fucking TV and we fucking create a false idol
Yeah.
and be like, fuck yeah, 50 Cent would be the best dad.
Yeah.
But would he?
But
Probably.
then
He's
at
a
the
smart
same
man.
time,
He's actually got a really shit relationship with his kid.
Well, then there
Yeah,
you go.
right.
Yes, he has.
There
yeah.
you go.
One
Why?
of his
Because
sons.
he gangstered on his whole fucking life.
One of his sons, he fucking cut him out of giving him any money. I think some shit went down. I was reading some shit on it.
True.
I'm watching
There
some
you
shit.
go.
Yeah.
But I think, yeah, like they're all those little...
yeah.
It takes a community to raise a kid, man. And we all forget that and we all...
And also on the kid front, you know, like you can be that parent. I love you.
Yep.
You've done so well. Look what you achieved today.
Yeah.
I fucking love you so much for doing that and just being the great kid that you are.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. They can then still go to school the next day and be surrounded by the wrong people, but they don't have that.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Exactly.
they go, fuck, that's all right. Fucking, I'm going to have a go at that life. That feels good.
I think who you hang around's got so much to do with
So
it.
much,
100%.
man.
It's like,
And knowledge. I do
Yeah.
think as parents, and I get it, man, because you don't, like, they're innocent, man. And I get you don't want to be the one to, like, break that innocence. But someone else is.
yeah.
So that little kid's going to tell your son that that fucked up thing happens.
Yeah.
And he's going to go, whoa, why didn't mum and dad tell me that?
Yeah.
Why didn't my parents tell me that?
Yeah.
And that's where that unsettling, and that just grows.
And they were
I don't
just trying to
trust her.
protect you.
Correct. And until you get to an adult and you understand it all and you can look at it for what it is, they were trying to protect you. But the truth is, I believe it's doing more damage now.
100%.
If we look at the stats and how everyone is, you were all babied and mothered and you should have been told that life's a fucking cunt when you were 12.
But they were also lied to. And they're
Correct.
only coming to realization
Correct.
now of going, fuck.
Shit.
We were lied to this whole time and we kind of maybe did paint the wrong picture to our kids. And like, fuck, you're getting to the point now that our kids are actually teaching us
Yes.
what's
Well, it's
right
done the
and
full-
what's fucking
it's done
wrong.
the full 180, yeah.
Yep.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, man, fucking. This is the conversation we're having now is the reason why I don't want to be a parent.
Yeah, well, sort
Yeah.
of.
You know what I mean? Like, it's
Yeah.
crazy. The thought of it is just fucking. There's not a bigger job in the world.
No.
And it's fucking hardcore. Like,
And
to,
you know what?
to make it successful,
Why don't you know what fucking the crazy
Wow.
thing is, right? Why doesn't anyone else think like that? Like ladies and gentlemen, before you stick it in, just realise this is the biggest job of your life.
Yes.
Like, you are going to have to take responsibility for another human. Fucking strap up, boys.
Odds are it could go sour at times.
Bro,
You know what I mean?
look at the stats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It always goes sour.
There's gonna be
so
something.
firstly, make sure the one you're putting it in is good, or if you're taking it, whatever you're doing in that situation, make sure it's good. Don't just go fucking...
Guys,
Firstly,
get
make
your-
sure you're good.
Yeah.
Well, that's the key
Yeah.
on you, Schmido. It is. You've got to be good for then to be able to
No.
treat everyone else around you in your circle good. You can't help people if you can't help yourself.
And if you're not good, then get your pull-out game on point.
On point, man. And that
Get
is
it
what
on point.
that right there, Gaz, is what I have not understood up until this fucking day. Because like my pull-out game is fucking better than any riding I've ever done.
Same, brother.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
I'll get mad. I don't get anxiety on much. I don't fear much. But that baby
that's
money
one
shit,
thing.
Oh, yeah. Get the
yeah.
fuck out of here. Yeah, fucking
100%.
oath.
And
Yeah.
until I was in the position of knowing and understanding and getting to know myself and going through all those hard times, pulling through them, doing the hardest thing that I've had to do with rehab, blah, 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 all the bullshit. It's like I can understand, see things for what they are. And if that happens now,
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
That's how I felt.
You ready to send it?
Yeah.
He's ready to
Again.
write it out.
Again. Yeah, like...
And you know what the crazy thing about that is? And I'll be the first one. I'm not much of a pull outer because I'm just a strap up dude.
Yeah,
I'm
fair.
like, fuck.
Yeah.
I'm
What a headache that is.
I know, right? But you know what the best thing is, right? It kills the mood every time.
Oh,
right?
bruh,
Right?
becomes
But it's
medical.
good because
It becomes a medical procedure when that dinger comes out and it's here we go.
Fuck
in
it.
an awkward way. But you know what the fucking
Firstly,
funny
who's doing this?
Yeah.
right? And you know what I see from it, bro? Every single one of them goes,
Yeah.
what? And I'm like, yeah,
I am.
thinking about this, bitch. Like, and wait a minute. Does that just mean every cunt has raw dogged the fuck out of you?
Yeah. She's thinking, yeah, exactly.
100%.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? It's sort of like...
That's more of a reason for me to put this on.
Exactly! Because this was so fucking easy to fucking... It's like you were just like, put it in. I'm like, well, no, because that's what you said to the last fucking 6 cunts. So I'm going to be strapping the fuck up and... Like, yeah, I don't know. But it is. It's honestly... I don't think I've... It's always like, really? Yes, really. Like
Bit of a shock. Bit of a
I've got
shock.
my shit together, and there's no way, like not yet. Like, I don't even know you.
I have to say,
You shouldn't even be letting me in.
brother,
But you are, so I'm gonna strap the fuck up.
I look at you different now. I look at you totally different. I didn't know you were the tarp type. You know what I mean?
Right, strap
Always.
up, boys. I'm telling you, I'm
Wow.
changing it. I'm gonna be the fucking new. I'm bringing Connie's back.
Yeah, just bring
Do
a
it for the young
fucking...
kids, right? Tell all your mates, brother. Tell them to strap up. Fuck that.
That's
And
your
you know
next.
what?
That's your next business, man. Make a
Do you know
couple of
what
might
the
die
thing is
connies.
too?
Yeah, might
Honestly,
die
bro,
fucking-
might. I don't know. We could probably be pretty witty with that.
Might die if I don't. Might die if I don't.
Might born.
Yeah.
Might,
Might drop off.
Might die if I don't put this on.
Yeah, a fucking kid. But like, it truly is, man. You know what the thing is too, and I've actually noticed. It shows that, like, in that awkward moment, everything does become real. And it sort of
Shows
what's
who's
that-
who.
It's like, so you really want to fuck me? Or are you just fucking G'd up because we're into it? And it's like, put it in. Okay, well, it's in. It's like, no, hold on, let's all just stop. We're going to have sex.
We're gonna get awkward for a minute here.
Exactly, bro. And it's
I'm
sort
gonna
of like,
rip this one open,
It's going to get medical up in this bitch.
and I'm gonna watch your face the whole time.
It's a bit weird, isn't it?
Oh, shit.
Fuck
Oh, this
it,
is taking a massive fucking turn, this one. But
That's
that's funny
gross.
shit, bro. And it's actually one of those
But-
things that I always think about. And I'm like, man, I think I'm the only cunt that does this because the reactions I'm getting, they're not used to this shit.
Yeah.
They're just like, fucking put it. Oh, and that's got to change. Ladies, Fucking.
Well, you know what? It's
just
better.
like these random cunts
It's
inside
better
ya.
you tarping up than fucking, you know, those things, those little fucking things those chicks have. What are those things?
Yeah, like the-
You know,
yeah, I don't-
it fucking looks like a fucking swimming helmet.
What? This is new to me.
Yeah, there's like opposite ones. I think they're called like a dam or something. Isn't it?
It looks like a
Makes
fucking dam.
sense.
Yeah.
Just fill the dam.
Yeah, fucking hell.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, if chick ever ripped that out of her handbag and said, just give me a second.
Fucking.
That's weird, bro.
Yeah, fucking hell.
Okay, then.
That's some fucking definitely some weird shit.
Dad's a gynecologist for sure.
Yeah. Oh fuck! But they're the turns in these podcasts that need to happen and the things that need to be spoken about, because that's why shit gets awkward. That's why you're sweating right now.
Nah, I'm fucking getting hot.
I was gonna say to you before, man, can we fuck this heater off? Because I'm
Probably.
cooking.
I thought it'd be a good idea. Are you over there cooking too? This poor cunt.
He's melted to the fucking tractor tire, bro.
I've got the seat heater on too on that, so he'd be just roasting from every. What time are we at? Not bad. Okay.
Nice one.
Oh, we could probably. That's a good way to. Good laugh's a good way to sort of slow it all down and.
End it all, but not so much end it all. Like firstly, I want to say it's been sick to have you on here, man.
Thank you.
Like
Yeah, fucking.
as a guest,
Yep.
all new waters to us having guests and whatnot, and
Yep.
probably easier for Shane to step in on this one because yous have had his connection, we
Yep.
haven't. But
Yep.
honestly, man,
Yeah, it was a good
it's
convo.
been
Yeah,
fucking
it's a good convo.
grouse.
Doesn't surprise me it was a good convo. I mean, we all come from Melton, like I said, man.
Yeah,
You know, just
yeah.
different environments, but
Yep.
same. Yeah, man. But yeah, man, I've heard heaps about you, bro. I followed your journey. You know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah.
the first time I'd heard your name. And I knew the boys. I'd always heard the names of the fellas that were riding proper.
Yeah.
Of your crew when you were growing up. But when you did your podcast about your addiction, like that was huge. Like I was
Yeah.
glued to that.
Yeah,
It
right.
was one of the best
Was-
bit of content I've seen Borgie put out because I related to it so much.
Was that the one that we're in the lounge room of
The
his?
original one.
Like
yeah.
the very first one, it was so raw. I had still glasses on, like
I don't know if you're in the lounge room or a warehouse. It was like a maybe it was a sheddy feel. I might have got
Nah,
it
it
wrong.
would have been. I reckon it would have been that first one.
Yeah, it was you got into like how you got caught up on the dome and oxys and that, and it was all from riding, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
From injuries and riding.
Yeah.
And you went down a dark path because of that. Like that was a super good body.
that was like a week out of rehab.
Yeah.
Or a couple, and I was
yeah,
like,
that's
I was even saying at that point, man, I don't know if I'm ready to do this because it's all so my brain is fucking just blown apart right now. I'm trying to gather everything because this is the real world and I'm feeling everything.
Yeah.
But then I was like, well, I guess that's probably one of the better times
Yeah.
Yeah.
to step in. It might not be 100% exactly to how I want it to be seen, but this is real, raw, and fucking let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's talk.
Yeah, and you know what? That's conversation, the power of conversation, mate. You know what I mean? I've made a business out of it.
Yeah.
So have you, you know,
Yeah.
like just talking, man. That's why we're doing this now. Talking sometimes, man, it's like you say the things people can't say.
Yep.
You know, like that's what I do for a living now. You know what I mean? Is especially the things that people aren't willing to say. You know,
Yeah.
talk about the feels and fucking, you know, what it's like in that life and men's mental health and fucking, you know, drugs, jail, and crimes, putrid and all that shit. Even like, you know, I've been like, this journey's been super spiritual to me. Like Borgie knows outside of the camera,
Yep.
Yeah.
I am fucking on some fucking spiritual shit. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Some real holistic shit.
Yeah.
I just keep growing and growing every day.
Fucking
And so
good
I'm
on you, man.
slowly releasing that on social media.
Yep.
But it's not something I just want to throw at everybody. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean? Because you know, my message is really fucking, you know, it's everything to me, and it's a message that comes from the streets
Yep.
about drugs, jail, and crime. So if I start fucking, you know, sitting there fucking with my legs crossed with a fucking, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
pyramid on me head,
Not everyone-
get out the life, guys. Every cunt's gonna go. "What
Yeah,
the
not
fuck?"
everyone can understand
Yeah.
where you're coming from. But don't get me wrong, like I'm. But again, like it's different. Not everyone's.
But I've been
lived-
slowly talking about it. Like, you know, I'm slowly releasing it
Yeah.
as I
Which I think's good.
Yeah, as I grow, you know, and I get more and more tapped into that universe shit, you know, self-awareness and universal awareness, then I'll fucking release it more and more. But I've got to keep it street, you know, because that's the language of the streets. That's what they're going to
For
resonate.
sure.
That's relatable.
And would it be a
My
thing of?
messages from the streets.
Would it be a thing of like you know, slowly growing into putting that out onto social media platforms more and more is because you're also learning it
course.
as you go?
Yeah, yeah.
You're still
100%.
figuring it out.
100%.
It's one step at a time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I originally started off with a dream, a goal. I don't want to say dreams, but a goal to have a rehab center.
Yep.
as I've stepped into the space of being clean and sobriety and mental health and the holistic side of it, you know, the spiritual healing,
Yep.
and then also drugs, jail and crime. Man, a rehab's not for me because reason being is like it's on the back door of the system.
Yes.
Big pharma. I don't want to be fucking telling cunts to get off drugs and then hand them methadone
Yes.
or Valiums. Like
Yes.
I'm like, I want to live that pure shit. So like I think a wellness center where like, you know,
camps or something. You
yeah,
come, you
yeah.
stay, we do
After
good
you've
things.
done, you've gone through detox, you've gone through rehab.
Yep.
Now you need to really fucking ground yourself. You
Yes.
know, find yourself in the universe. Find out why you took drugs. You know, unpack that trauma.
Yep.
Have these
Yeah.
conversations.
Have these conversations exactly.
Yeah,
Like I think that. So you know, some breath work, yoga,
Man,
walks in the forest. You know, walks on the beach barefoot, whatever. You know, all that sort of shit. I think really resonates with me. It's what's worked with me. So I'd love to own something like that. You know, I think that'd be great to have somewhere where they can go after the whole system. and
Yeah.
you know, the whole textbook. If they have to go
And
through that
I
textbook shit
think-
to get clean, then let's go to the holistic world now and
Yep.
keep you clean. Because you take away, you know this firsthand, Smith. You take away, someone's got a problem and they take drugs for that problem,
Yep.
like the internal problem. They're trying to fix an internal problem with
Yep.
an external solution. It's never going to work. You take away them drugs, that problem's still there.
Yes.
So I think, you know, what I've learned to do, and the only thing that's helped me do that is the universe and holistic spiritual, you know, being spiritual and tapping into that spiritual healing side.
Yep.
That's what unpacked me. I was sat with psychiatrists. I've fucking heard the textbook, you know, all the rest of it.
Yes.
It wasn't my solution, but yeah, you know, like I said, you need to feel to heal and tapping into all that fucking higher energy, that higher vibration. That vibration has really worked for me. So like, that's what I would like to fucking unpack eventually. Like that's so.
And that also makes a lot of sense with, I guess, running through you. If anything, I took you on in that stage.
Yeah.
So he was fresh out of rehab. Righto, you move in with me.
Yeah.
Let's live, cunt.
Well,
I'm
it
going
was
to show you how to
prior
live.
to it.
Well, we were
It was prior to rehab. and
we
then-
were hanging. We
rehab.
were, yeah.
And then
But
I said, I'm doing this, and you stood by me.
Yeah.
the whole
How long
fucking
did you
time.
do in rehab?
How long was I in for?
Yeah,
It was a 28-day program, but I got out in 21.
beautiful.
Yeah.
And that just give you that first month to fucking get your foot in the door.
Yeah.
And then the work really begins.
Yeah, man. And then literally from, I think it was the 20th day, I had my last, you know, it probably would have been Suboxone and fucking whatever else.
Yep.
One Valium maybe.
Yeah.
And then the 21st day rolled around, nothing in the morning, nothing in the arvo, nothing at night. And since then, up until this happened, 5 years of just nothing.
Well
clean,
done.
straight from that. And again, like we were talking earlier, that was because I was ready.
Yeah.
I had to do something about the issue. So
And so for the recovering addicts out there, I know I'm 29 months sober.
yeah,
So anybody that's getting their clean time up, where do you feel? What's your opinion on where you really felt you caught your feet in that sober time, like you started living your best life again? You know, I've heard some numbers. You know, I know what I know for myself. But what's your opinion? Was it a year, 2, 3, 4?
I reckon the start of all of that, 12 months.
12 months.
12 months to let's say maybe 2 years.
Yep.
Because I was a mess after it, man. Like I was good, but I was a fucking mess. Like, man, to the point, the valves and everything took that much feeling from me. Like to have a shower was different.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I know.
Every drop of water that was hitting my skin.
Know that feeling, brother.
I was like, what the fuck's
It's
this?
weird, isn't it?
Yes,
Bro, you
man.
wanna feel-
when
that's
he told me
the
that shit, I was like, this is so much more intense than I ever thought it was. Like, bro, I just had a shower and I felt it.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck you mean you felt it?
I actually was the
Being that
opposite
numb.
to feeling it. It was so how would you say? I definitely felt it different, but I remember being at my brother's and having a shower, right, and fucking like putting my head up under the water, just brushing the water off me. Like it was almost like I was flexing under the water.
Yep.
Whereas prior to that, I must have been like arms like this, little head down, just water on the back of the neck.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it was the first time in years I'd stood under the shower face first and just like fucking
Fronted it.
yes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Probably
Yeah.
was like a little fucking fragile cunt under there. You know what I
like,
mean? On the
I'm
drugs.
broken.
So-
I'm broken.
Yeah.
Like fucking
It was
poor
weird,
me.
bro. I remember that. Just like fucking yes. shower me. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah, weird
That's
that
crazy.
like-
You've both
is
got
it
that
a
same feeling.
Is the shower thing? Like, is it a
It's-
thing for addicts? Like,
Yeah.
You get in, does everyone get in the shower for the first time and go, "What the fuck's this?
Yes.
This is amazing."
Trippy, isn't it?
Wow.
weird.
That is funny that you both have that same fucking feeling, though.
Yeah.
Hectic. But yeah, like that
100%.
whole that
Actually, I haven't even talked about that. It brought that whole back in my memory, yeah. And I remember that. And I remember coming out of the shower to my brother, like, bro, I just had a shower.
Yeah, man.
And he's like, what, you haven't tubbed in 5 years? I'm like, yes, of course I did, but not like that. I haven't felt it. Like, that was cool, man. You know what I mean?
That's why I
Yeah.
come out to him, man, because we were living together. I'm like,
what the
bro, this is some whack shit. Like, I felt nearly every single individual drop
Yeah.
of water hit my skin.
even my mum refers to that thing because I think that was just a conversation. We were probably working. Mum was there or something. She even she said it the other week. Something come up and she goes, I remember Smitey telling me like when he had that he had a shower at one point and he could just feel it and like even that made her. It was just like he must have been so numb.
I was, man.
You know, like that's what that shit
Like,
it numbs you so much you can't even feel a shower. What?
Yep. Yep.
What?
They've done their job well then.
Fuck.
What about this, man? Pissing, coming off the opiates, and when you go through like your withdrawals and you piss, man, it's like fucking because you're numb, bro. It fucking actually like it sends a sensation.
You can
like,
feel
what the
it.
fuck is that?
Yep.
Like it feels like a fucking fire hose is fucking rushing out your dick.
yeah,
You remember
yeah,
that?
yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Like I'm alive, cunt. What?
Yeah, man. And you know what?
You know what I mean? Like,
It's funny, man. You say
remember that?
Because,
Yeah.
well, I not even remember it, man. It's now
Yep.
with this.
Yep.
Like this, I've been saying it to him. The sensation of pissing or shitting.
Yeah.
With this, man, is so real. Like it gets that intense for me.
Yeah.
And as soon as I start taking a piss, like I can feel like my leg is a petrol tank. And I'm pissing, and that petrol tank is lower, and the pain's getting less and less and less and less and less and less. My piss
Pressure.
stops, and then it's gone.
Wonder what the psychology is behind that.
That's full on.
That's
Fucking
deep
whack,
shit,
man.
huh?
Like,
Yeah.
and even taking a shit, like all of it. It's all
Yep.
like, and I've broken myself a lot.
Yep.
It was never like that at the start.
Yeah.
The more I did it and injured myself and traumatized my body,
Yeah.
the more that sensation come on. Because I can tell you that the last break before this, when I had both legs broken, that was a thing.
Yeah.
And now this has happened again. It's a thing again.
Yep.
And it's like, fuck, like, I don't know if that's come on more and more because of trauma
Yep.
or, I that wasn't so much exactly what you were saying off the opiates. Like,
Yeah.
I can't say I felt that.
Yeah.
But I feel the sensation of something similar to that at the moment with
Yeah.
it's a fucking spin out, man. All of
Drugs are fucking putrid.
yeah.
And just like how much they like you just don't
Big
know how much they're
farmers,
doing
man.
it.
Let's not forget, this is I come from like a fucking on the streets, fucking prescribed myself some self meds, like you know what I mean, and
Yep.
whether it was ice or fucking weed or fucking smack or fucking GHB
Yep.
or
Yep.
fucking benzos or
Yep.
alcohol. Like I just found anything I could get my hands on. I'm eating that shit.
Yep.
And it seemed to be burning the smack on foil that really fucking soothed my soul when I was in that dark place. Because I would just switch off, you know. And I come from a high risk career, you know, thinking I was a thug, you know.
Yep.
And dodging fucking bullets and fucking dodging sentences and fucking having to fucking that fucking 50 cents bullshit, get rich or die trying crap,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yep.
And you going through the same shit, but from being a professional athlete on your dirt bike.
Yep.
And occupational hazard was fucking. There's always going to be those fucking. You're going to do a fucking Barney. You're going to get yourself in a bit of Barney rubble, a bit of trouble.
100%.
And then yeah, man, you found fucking Big Pharma. They're like, so there's a whole outside of the streets, guys. What I'm trying to say is like, anybody's listening. Outside of that fucking, I grew up in the fucking houses, you know, gangs and drugs and fucking, I'm a gangster and we're going to punch on and we're going to make money and all that money, I've got to go to jail and all that shit. There's a whole nother world that gets you exactly the same. You know what I mean?
Puts you in the same position, man.
Yes. We were both chewed up and spat out from
100%.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, and after you were spat out, like, you get a really good fucking insight, I feel, on like, these cunts are fucking good at what they do.
For sure.
Their marketing, their fucking, their product.
Yes.
Every product they produce is down to a T of how like, they've mastered this shit, man. And it's like, it's fucking scary.
You know what? And when you look at it on a level where you got government, you got big pharma, you've got doctors, all that shit, all the way down to patients. It's the same in the streets, but the government's the cartel.
Fuck yeah.
The cartels have the biggest, much money. And
Doctors are
as
just
much,
you. You were a doctor, man.
Yeah. You know, and
no different.
Exactly. And, they've got resources and money just like the government.
Yep.
And those cartels are flooding the streets with, they're just doing their vigilante way, you know what I mean? So I don't know what's worse, man. Maybe the government, because they're supposed to be leading by example. They're supposed to be the law and all that bullshit. Whereas the cartels are like, fuck you, you're doing it. We're going to get ours, man.
Yep.
Catch us if you can, you know what I mean? Which is almost like, I get that. I fully get it, you know what I mean? Like, I don't agree with drugs or anybody that pushes poison into the community, but I'm not one to judge, I just don't agree if it doesn't align with me where I am today.
Yep.
But if that's what you got to do, man, just know that it's going to fail.
Yep.
And then you look at the government, man, what they're doing to the communities with fucking all the fucking
And this is
And
also
I
semi.
feel like,
Go.
man, that they're so aware of that.
Yeah,
Fuck it,
yeah.
man.
And that they're like, regardless, all humans are fucked.
Yeah.
Whether it's that side or big pharma side,
Yep.
we've got them covered.
Yeah.
They're fucked regardless.
Well, because there's always going to be people broken
Yep.
that are fucking taking a substance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you take away the fucking, like if you were to legalize drugs all over the world, which it has been done in some places,
Yep.
it'd drop the crime rate for
Yep.
sure.
Yep.
But you take away drugs, there's still going to be broken people.
Fuck
They will
yeah.
fight. There's always going to be broken people, and there's always going to be substances where people numb that brokenness
Yep.
with that substance. That's always going to be in society.
Yep.
You can't get rid of that.
It's just
Even-
education on it all. And,
Yeah.
look, hey, go out and have a little bit of a dabble when you're young. But know that if you stay in that path, you're fucked.
Yep.
I think that's that sort of thing where, like, it's
Be careful
education
dancing
on
with
it
the
all.
devil.
Yeah, like, if
Yeah,
you
be careful.
go dance with the devil, bro,
Be
but you're
careful.
dancing with the devil.
That's right.
And
Like-
this comes back to what we were saying before with the parenting and all
Yeah.
of that. That there is everyone, all of us had this invisible fucking rug, man.
Yep.
That everything got brushed under.
Yep.
Sure.
Yep.
That needs to be fucked off and never brought back. That rug.
Yep.
Because then all of this will be out there on the table.
Yeah.
We could have maybe had that conversation with our parents.
Yeah.
You'll be dancing. Like you can have a go, have a dance.
Yep.
But you'll be dancing with the fucking wrong person. And
Yep.
if you continue to dance, you'll be fucking fucked.
Yep.
So just be careful of that.
Yeah.
Where you go into it blind.
Yeah.
Because
Oh, I'm not meant to do this. Oh, it's a bit edgy. Oh.
we can't, as parents, speak to our kids about these things. It's like, what do you mean? They're the things that you probably should be speaking to us about.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
Funny
Yeah.
you say that, the invisible rug, because I've got a mate of mine, he's in the same game as me, 18 years for bank robbery,
Yeah.
and turned his life around. He's been in the game I'm in for 14 years now, unpacks workshops all over the world to multi-million-dollar companies,
Yep.
big contracts, doing really successful. And like he says, he goes, we all have an invisible backpack.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? He goes, and you stack that backpack with bricks of trauma. Do you know what I mean? Along the way, like you said, it's the invisible carpet, man.
keep sweeping it under the rug.
Sweeping under the rug. But like the journey I'm on now, and what I'm trying to put onto others, and I think that's the bigger picture, is you can unpack that shit.
Yeah.
You can clean
Yep.
the rug out. You know
Fuck
what I
yeah.
mean? You can get rid of that shit.
100%.
There's a whole process, I mean, I'm not textbook, so if you ask me my opinion, it's done through tapping into the universe and that higher energy, and you need to feel to heal and all that shit.
Yep.
But it can be done. And guys, if anybody's out there and you've got a fucking heavy backpack, with a majority of people that live life, man, have lived a fucking some sort of trauma or struggle or some sort of shit life, you can get rid of it, man. Like, I'm living proof you can.
but it's all on you.
Yeah,
It's all,
100%.
and
The
it's,
work's on you. Yeah,
It's not fucking
that's
easy.
the real work too, man. That's
Fuck
where it's
yeah.
at.
Fuck yeah.
That's where it's truly at. Finding inner peace, mate. You know what I mean? Yeah, fucking oath.
And I was sort of going to, I sort of touched on it earlier with just that's sort of, I feel like a lot of people, oops, my mic's wigging. I feel like a lot of people too, and it has happened, like there's been, especially in the earlier times of me and you, mingling, there's still that perspective of you.
Yeah.
You fucking done this, you did that. There's all those
course.
bad things, right? And every sort of time, and I think it's, for someone like me who's been behind the scenes a lot more, like
I've had some deep talks with you.
fuck yeah, and I know you're legit.
Yep.
And I think, like, they're those little
I'm
things.
really trying to right my wrongs.
Fuck yeah, you are. And, like, that to me is, like, massively inspiring
Yep.
in a sense. So I'm like, fuck yeah, cunt, keep going. And it's just, that's always been my stick. Go out there and just be good cunts.
Yeah.
Chase your dreams. Fucking have a go. Don't hurt anyone while you're doing it. If you hurt yourself, cool, you'll be stronger. But don't hurt anyone. Do you have a crack? So it is one of those things where I think a lot of people probably do be like, what are you fucking hanging around Gaz for? Well, you know, you fucking did this and did that and fucking ran through these cunts. I'm like, well, you were in that game too, bro.
Yeah.
That's the thing too. That's always, everyone always comes back with like, oh, you did it so badly. You were in that game.
Yeah.
You just didn't have the nuts to take it to the level you did.
Yeah.
So don't hate on a cunt for being good at what he does and now realizing that it wasn't that good and now he's doing everything he can to better himself and better everyone around him. Like, I just feel like there'd be a lot of motherfuckers out there that like have that opinion of you, and more it's like you're all wrong. You're just stupid, and we're gonna prove you wrong.
Bro, like straight up, like you've heard me say this before, I've got no problem speaking from the heart.
Yeah.
That's authenticity.
And some of the deeper chats we've had, I've been like, bro, I can hear you, cunt.
Keeping it real is everything. Authenticity. I think if my platforms, had some good traction over the last couple of years.
Yep.
And I think that's from fucking finding that sweet spot where I'm just in my feels, whether it's angry, happy, sad, and I'm just not scared to fucking say the truth, how exactly I feel, and post that shit. Which even you've said, Gaz, man, that's fucking hard for you to even do.
Fuck yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You know, and so anyway, on that note is, I come from a background where a racket's a racket.
Yep.
So for anybody out there that's haven't got a bit of stick on me, fuck you, you this, that. At the end of the day, it's a fucking racket. It's a legit racket. I'm no longer a dope dealer. I now push hope, not dope. And that's truly what it is.
Yep.
When you see me post my videos and I put them on all platforms and I'm trying to give people a bit of inspiration to go out there and live life and get out of that bullshit, it's hope. It's not dope. It's still a product.
Like
at the end of the day, I'm a businessman.
You struggle, like,
you know what I mean?
you struggle, like, for instance, for like people listening, like, I'm a very just do what you want kind of artist guy. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't preach that life, but do what you want in my books.
Yep.
The fact that I've fucking lost my train of thought for a second there. No, I've lost it.
Yep. So you lost it?
I've lost it.
You lost it a long time ago, bro.
Fuck me, dude. It just went.
Years,
I have no idea what the fuck I was just going to say then.
So like, fucking at the end of the day, it's still a racket. It's a business. I've got a business mind. I come from the streets and making money.
Yep.
Bro, I could push hope till I didn't have no more fucking shoes on my feet. I could be living in a tent and helping people.
Yep.
Like I've turned this into a business.
Yep.
I'm in the business of helping people.
Yep.
Now, the truth of it is I'm resetting my karmic debt. I want to, before I leave this world, touch wood, I don't get hit by a bus tomorrow. I want to fucking do more right than wrong. And I've got a fucking hell of a way to go because I've done a lot of wrong. So anybody out there that's going, you did, mate, what? I guarantee by the time I leave this world, I've helped more people than I hurt.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? That's my plan. You know what I mean? That's what I do.
And I see that.
And
I
I've
feel
made
like
a business out of it. So fuck you. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yep. I do know what I was going to
say. That's sick to hear.
Fucking
Thanks,
oath it
brother.
is.
Thanks,
I do know what I was going to say. I don't think a lot of, because I go back to that whole, I don't really give a fuck what you do. I'm an entertainer.
Yeah.
Deep down. So if it's entertaining, we're doing it.
Yeah.
So like I tend to push you a lot to go down certain paths.
Great
right?
conversation. Yep.
And you don't.
Yeah, I won't.
You go, I'm not fucking yarning about that. I'm not going to tell everyone that
Before we
fucking
had
gangster
his-
story because
before we
that's
had
not
his
what
way,
I'm here
guys,
for.
He would we'd chop up a war story where I could.
I would have pushed for way more today. I would have been like, tell me this one story.
Kicked in the front door and pistol whipped the cunt. Like,
Yep.
because you know what? And I know that those views are going to pop.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's how I got my foot in the door.
Yep.
But you know what? Like, it doesn't align with me.
Yep.
Glorifying the life and talking tough.
Yep.
I'm so more grown than that.
Yep.
I'm on
Which I think
different
it is. It's a very,
Yeah.
it's powerful, man, to be able to stand on that
I've pushed
platform.
I've preached that positive shit, but
Yep.
kept it street, kept it G.
Yep.
And it's, you know what? I've got a good following. I've got a good
Fuck,
little
you're
community.
massive, dude.
Yeah, you know,
I think
stand
you
on-
don't take it for, you've got a really big following,
You
man.
say that all the time, yeah.
It's bigger than you think it is.
Yeah.
And it's not easy to get to that point, man.
Fuck no.
I've watched.
Did it with some positive shit, you know?
I've
And
watched-
yeah, doing it positively is even harder.
Yeah.
well, yeah.
You know?
Sure.
Yeah. And I think authenticity is the key. Yeah, you like I say it all the time, it's only the beginning, man. It took me minerals to be the guy in my area. It took me fucking fire in me. Certain type of guy I was wired a certain way to fucking, it sounds cheesy, but to run my area and
Yep.
be the G in my area.
Yep.
To get off drugs, firsthand. what it takes to get off drugs,
Yes.
you know. And so like, and when I say, this is what I say, I check myself. When I say I was a G in my area, I look straight across, and what you guys have done on bikes and stuff, you've done with your camera, your business, bro. It takes fire too, you know what I mean? Like it takes a certain type of human to go get theirs.
Yep.
I'm that human, bro.
Yep.
Like I need that. What's the word? I don't doubt myself. You know what I mean? The cockiness behind it.
Yep.
I need that.
Yep.
And that's also got me to where I am today. Now, from being a drug dealer to a drug addict, now I'm here to fucking tell the ones that life's not worth it. And only I've got the balls and the heart to push that positive message and tell cunts, listen, it's not fucking worth it. And I give a fuck, because of the whole world. We live in a world where, and I know firsthand, man, I come from a broken fucking background. I know no one gives a fuck. We say it all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm that guy that does.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I do. I don't have to know anybody. It's randoms. I never meet them.
Yep.
But if I know that they might fucking pick up what I'm putting down and get them out of the bullshit that I've seen so many go through, the heartache that I've been through, plus the heartache I've caused, if I can see someone else get up out of that shit, and not even visually see them, I just know that might have helped them on that
Just those
day.
messages you get.
Yeah, bro.
Those messages
you know what I mean?
will fucking
Soothes
keep
my
your
soul.
going
Keep it-
every.
And I'm a stubborn kid. Me and this kind of butted heads at times, because he's like, bro, you know, bro, this, bro, that. I'm like, bro, I'm on my shit. You can't.
It goes against, like, your whole, a lot of
know
your
what I mean?
things are like, oh, it goes against my fucking thing. It's like, but it's also your story. And I do think there's a fine line that I get where you're coming from, but I still also think there's a lot more that you're still really on that redemption path.
Yes.
There's going to be a point where you're comfortable with the redemption that you can really go, I'm going to tell you this fucking story that's a bit fucked up.
Yeah.
And I understand that, but yeah, it's one of those things where, if anything, it's more just like for the people out there, like you really do have a fucking a passion to be good,
And you can see
to
it.
be really good
I wanna
now.
be a good cunt, mate.
Yeah.
And you can
100%.
see it.
Yeah.
100%. And I can resonate heaps with like pushing a good message.
Yep.
Not coming from like your end of like, I guess you'd say, like pushing shit and a bad thing on people, creating fucking, shit circumstances for other people, whatever, and then to come on this side of it, I can resonate with just sharing what I did, went through, got through, and now can stand on the outside of it all. I know there's so many other people in that position of, opiate addiction or being injured or whatever, and they're sitting there on the couch going, what the fuck do I do? I'm stuck in a rut. I'm stuck. And I know from a few messages I got from the podcast you spoke about, the first time we spoke, and then other ones along the way, it's something that you can't get anywhere else, of that feeling of, fuck, I might have helped one person.
Yeah.
And that one person, you could have helped 1,000 people over that message you push, but you've got a message from one person saying that, mate, you've got no idea what that did for me or how you helped. And there's
That's
nothing
the power
that
of the
tops
internet
that.
on a massive level. That's what it should be.
Yeah.
Like you put on that event for Team River, it's that shit. I live for that shit now, man. Like I'm, oh, fuck, man, to fucking, like, even I never listen to a fucking a love song, a fucking decent movie, bro. If it wasn't gangster shit, if it wasn't, cunts weren't talking tough, they were fucking fag. You know what I mean? Like I was on some real hardcore shit, you know, and fucking that was just the businesses I was in. And so, like, for me now to watch to have a girl or something, and we listen to a fucking cheesy song and fucking watch the sunrise, like I'm like all. Man, my life started at 40, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
That's crazy.
And now what I do today, I've got so much purpose and self-worth for the first time ever in my life. I'm not doing nothing wrong. Like, and for motherfuckers out there to hating, you just don't even understand. It's just the beginning. Like, I've only just getting started. Like,
Stop hating now, because it's only going to hurt more.
Yes.
From all of us, bruh. Stop hating. You better join the bandwagon, cunts, because we ain't going nowhere.
You're going to eat your fucking words. Mark my word. That's on mum. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
100%.
Fucking oath.
Yeah, fucking
Sick.
oath.
Well, I guess on that note, what time are we going? We'd be close to 2, yeah? 2 hours. We've hit the 2 hour mark. Let's fucking call it.
Sweet as, man. Thank you for having me, guys. It
Thanks
was
for
great.
coming.
Good
Fucking
chit chat, man.
anytime.
And
Always.
I've said this to Borgie, before we've shut down, I've said how many times have we had good conversations face to face or on the fucking phone or driving somewhere in the car.
Yep.
And I'm like, bro, this should be on
Recorded.
Yeah.
That's what it is, just an organic conversation.
Yep.
We caught it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it went good.
It's good.
And it's,
Thank
yeah.
you, bro.
Cheers.
Appreciate
I'm
it.
sure you'll be back. I think you'll be, I feel like
Thanks,
you're
guys.
probably just going to be a bit of a regular. And
Call
I
me at
feel like
any time.
both you, those times where you can't come in or something, I'll probably call you and
Yeah.
vice versa. Or even if there's just a bit of a lag time, we just get you both in and we just
Both
fucking
back
do these
again.
ones again.
100%.
They're good.
Because there's plenty more that, the more
Talk
we
like
get.
this for days.
Yeah.
Man, like the deeper we get, the more
Yeah.
understanding. It's like, fuck it, 100% could speak on this shit for
Fuck
fucking
yeah,
days.
All right, so we're going to go listen to a bit of Celine Dion and not do drugs. Rightos, cunts, fucking. Cheers for coming
Cheers
again.
for coming.
Fucking cheers, Gaz. Fucking sick shit. Cheers, Schmedo.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers for listening.
Cheers, boys.
See you
Cheers
on the
for
next
everyone
one.
being there.
Whoop, whoop.
My die!